This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately. What's going on? As you can see, the dogs languishing on their bed. That's what I call it. I gotta, my water's not here. So, what's going on, everybody? Have you pooped out all of the Thanksgiving meals yet, or oh, too much information? Or what, Gray? Yeah. You know, the mask should be the other way around. I think Blue should have the police hat on, and Chloe should have the mask, because she's kind of like a bandit, you know, just nefarious. Yep. I hate eating leftovers for Thanksgiving. I'm good for stuffing and turkey and gravy once a year, and after that it's like, you know, doesn't taste anywhere near as good the next time. All right, I'm gonna get started here, but we have 2 more days, or this day, tomorrow, and the next day of regular shows. Tomorrow's Serial Killer Sunday. Then the 30th is our donation night. Okay, so we're way behind the last 2 months. So I'm a little bit nervous to not be able to do the same amount that we've been doing. But yeah, we're getting near Christmas. Maybe it's like that every year. I don't know. I think ham should take over for turkey. If you cook ham correctly, it's like 1,000 times better. But in my poll, prime rib won out. Hey, Steph May, how's it going? I hope all the freaks had a good Thanksgiving out there. Yeah, I kind of wish that prime rib would just take over. Thank you, Rita Schaefer. Now we've donated 500 this month so far, but I'm kind of holding all the rest for more to put more into the DNA fund, because I want to fund that Addison County case. I think they can get started on it. And we'll see if we can get them completely funded by the end of next month or the month after that. Yeah, prime rib with the horseradish little mix. Oh, it's so good. Yep, remember the Melissa Trumpy case? The boyfriend's been arrested. It's okay, Steph. We're behind, like, 2 months ago. Last month wasn't as good as the month before, and this month is like, it's quite a bit. All right, here we go. Derek Hammer, remember the boyfriend of Melissa Trumpy? That was that case where, remember, she went over to his house. I think I have it right here. That's not the right place. Hold on. Trumpy. Looks like I wonder if I think I just ended up deleting all these pins that I had, unfortunately. But it was sort of down in this area where she had visited. She was at her boyfriend's house, and then he. I mean, you're always so generous, Steph May. I don't want to put out this number and have you go, oh, I appreciate it. She went over to the boyfriend's house, and I guess you can see her on camera late at night leaving with him, but then later the car comes back, her car apparently, or something like that, and she's not around anymore. But then she goes missing, and then her car was found out here somewhere, which I don't have anymore because I just deleted a ton of these pins that were stragglers. I didn't know where they were. They were all at the bottom of. They weren't in a folder, and that gets really crazy. Hey, thank you, Mama She 13. Oh, you need the auction? Okay, here we go. Everybody hit that like button right now. Hit that like button, 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 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 70, 75, 80, 85,
30, sir, 25 of them, you're out. I'm 25, 30, 30, now 5, I'm 35.
Thank you, Mama She 13, for the basically a cat eye donation, 1 penny short. I didn't have the Streamlabs turned on right there, but that would have been, I think, the UFO, right? Suck. Now it's on, but thank you very much. Very cool. Yeah, so hit that like button. We only got 105, and we got 157 watching already, so got to get that hit. All right, Derek Hammer, 35, the boyfriend of Melissa Trumpy, a missing Wisconsin woman whose abandoned car was found in Stevenson County, has been arrested. According to the Stevenson County Jail, Hammer was arrested Friday on charges of cannabis possession in connection with a 2019 case, and obviously a $200,000 bond. They believe that he's involved in something else, so the judge is putting a little higher. Eyewitness News reached out to Hammer's attorney, Audrey Anderson, with Anderson attorney advisor. They always leave these charges out there so they can just go grab somebody when they need to. There's nothing I can say about his arrest. No one has seen the 37-year-old. Look at, they left off the Y again. It's Trumpy. Since October 26, when she headed to Hammer's house in Shannon. Trumpy's car was found abandoned in Stevenson County the next day. Just more than a month before Trumpy was last seen, Hammer was charged with domestic abuse. His arrest on that charge came after Trumpy's son told his teacher he saw Hammer hit Trumpy and pull a gun on her. Oh boy. Yeah, so, I mean, they pretty much know that he killed her. There's no doubt. You got the gray bobble. Oh, yeah. Oops. Yeah, okay. I exist. I'm a real human. I know some of you don't think so, but... Thanks, Cindy Lynn. He went the next day and told his teacher that he witnessed his mother being struck in the face by Derek Hammer. Trumpy's family and friends believe Hammer knows where she is. Carroll County Sheriff Ryan Klepping said he cannot confirm or deny if Hammer is a person of interest in Trumpy's disappearance. Hey, there's the taco. All right.
Auctioneer woot woot.
Wow. Hey, Streamlabs. Do you know how... that was the most unenergetic Streamlabs thing I've ever heard. It went, auctioneer, woot woot. Wow. I almost wish I had a replay on that. It was so lackadaisical. He went the next day and told his teacher that he witnessed his mother being struck in the face by Derek Hammer. Trumpy's family and friends believe Hammer knows where she is. Carroll County Sheriff Ryan Klepping said he cannot confirm or deny if Hammer is a person of interest. Well, of course he is. The FBI and Illinois State Police are assisting on the case. Trumpy's family said they are still searching for her, focusing where her car was found on Bolton Road. So it sounds like they're making progress. There's a reason the car was parked there. I think it was parked away from where she was. That'd be kind of stupid for him to leave her car where he killed her. He would take, unless he did it in a way to make it look like it was a suicide. However, if the car was there, he's put it there to throw people off, not to, it'd just be absolutely idiotic, but there are idiot criminals out there. Hey, see you later, Cindy Leon. Oh, and I did want to give you an update. We were working on the Angela Freeman case the other night. Remember, that was the one with the guy that sang that really cool song, really pretty song for his sister about her death or disappearance, but she's obviously not alive anymore at this point. But I called the sheriff today. I had his phone number, his home phone number, and so I called him and he answered, and he said, "Oh yeah, I've seen you call before, but I wasn't sure if you were a if it was." He didn't. I don't know. He didn't see it. He thought it was a telemarketer. I guess he didn't even listen to the message, but we talked for, 5 minutes or so. But he said that I could interview him on Monday and record it. And he could tell us, some of this, information that they have. And I asked him, is there anything we can do? And he goes, well, just any amount of coverage helps, because it's one of those cases that was never really covered that much, and it should have been. And, it was in the local papers there, but not really out. So, I'm going to give him a call on Monday, see what happens. Could be interesting. All right, there you go. And just to answer your question, we're like thousands less than last month. Okay, so I'm gonna try to donate as much as I can out of the percentages, but we'll see how it goes. It's holiday season, so people are buying I actually had to buy a what do you call it, I got a generator. Last year we lost power and everything in our refrigerator we had to throw out because it took like a day and a half and it was just sitting there. So now there's this electric one that I got that might last, a good day and a half or so. Alright, so your lights up. Oh, are the lights up? Yeah, I think so. But what sucks is, those little reindeer she they're out in the yard, but when she went to go plug something in, it broke off one of the plugs, and it's really hard to find a replacement cord. But we might take it over to a hardware store and see if we can get somebody to splice something together. I don't have all the stuff for that. Yeah, this is an electric one. It's a 2000 what is it, watt hour or something. I don't even know. I was going to get the 3000, but I don't really need that. And then I got another light for. Now this doesn't have anything to do with what you guys send in. It comes out of my. It doesn't really matter. I mean, of course, I have an income that comes in on the channel, so I buy stuff with it. But the same, if the channel brings in, let's say, this is how it works. If the channel brings in $9,000 or so, I have to pay taxes on the $9,000. So then that makes it probably like maybe $6,800 or something. Maybe less than that even. It's like $6,000. Well, maybe like $6,200. And then I would probably donate $3,000 something from the income from the channel. That's just how it works. I donate 50% of the net income. When it comes to electricity, I'm lost with. Yeah, well, every human is now. Well, the ones that live in the United States. If you don't have electricity, when your power goes out, you end up just sort of staring blankly. Like you're just trying to figure out, what am I doing? I mean, we're so dialed into digital stuff. And then you don't have a light, even if you wanted to read something, then you have to turn on Yeah, but most YouTubers don't donate a nickel from their income, right? That's what I'm trying to tell you. Now we do 50% here, and that's why, if I made 40,000 on YouTube for an entire year doing a show every single day, and I donated 40, that's probably a pretty good deal, right? I mean, for everybody, not necessarily for me. Because that's not really a great income for working every single day on something. Now, if it was my only job, then I would have to donate less, but I would still be donating. Yeah, well, the thing is, I try to explain this to everybody over and over and over again. Because if you don't explain it to them, they always think, oh, look at that, he's trying to do this, he's trying to do. And it really gets old, it really gets old having to do that. Because the other channels, they don't tell you anything. They just take it. I actually show all the donations on the screen. Let's see. Right. I don't know, Amy. That's a generator. All right, let me go with the... Because you probably would have to put gas in it, though, right? So it's the same as anything else. Alright, so we just did the update on Trumpy. And then I think I was going to go to... Let me just do this one quick. This is a cold case here that you'll just never hear about ever. So I thought I'd just give a voice to it really quick. And there's a few different articles on it. But Sophia Felicita Moreno. She's 16. She's been missing since May 11th, 1979 from Brazos County, Texas. Classification lost, injured, or missing. Age of the time of disappearance was 16. Height and weight at time of disappearance was 5'3", 130 pounds. Distinguishing characteristics: white Hispanic female, brown eyes, brown hair, marks, scars, tattoos. She has a burn scar on her left leg, a birthmark on her knee, a tattoo on her left and between her first fingers, and thumb thumb which reads AH, and a tattoo of a cross on the right hand. She's also known as Sophie Nina Felicita Herrera. There is DNA available. Circumstances of disappearance: Moreno was last seen by her mother at a washateria in Brazos County, at which time she informed her mother she would attend a family celebration later that week. So it doesn't sound like she was intending to go anywhere, right? Let's see. Oh, I can see it. I saw it, true crime. recliner. Yeah, thank you. Moreno, last seen by her mother at a... Okay, so we already did that part. Sophia's family members had reported incidences of family violence involving her husband in the past. So she's 16 or... and has a husband? Foul play is suspected. If you have any information concerning this case, please contact Bryan Police Department at 979-209-5301. And this is in Texas, Bryan, Texas. And that's what she... hard to see. It's such a tiny picture there. See, again, you know, we don't really look at it. They're just tiny. That's what she might look like today. Let me see if I got more articles here. So this is an article from November 23rd, just a few days ago. So let's just see if there's anything else in it. Brazos County Crime Stoppers is looking for new leads in the disappearance of Sophia Felicita Moreno. Moreno disappeared at the age of 16 and was last seen by her mother on May 11, 1979 at a laundromat. So there we go. Let me put that in there. Thanks, Mama Sheet 13.
Can you look into missing person Jennifer Wilkerson?
Hold on. Yeah, just send me an email, though. I'm doing something else tonight, though. But you can send me an email. Where did that just go? Oh. Oops. Right there is where I meant to put it. Alright, and then let's get back to that article. It said Grosback Street in Bryan. Probably, that sounds like a really tiny town. Never even heard of it. Can't be big. And it's not very big at all. Right? So there's Grosback. Let's see, and then a laundromat. Those usually stay there forever. Oh man, it was right on the damn place when the pin was put right on the laundromat, if you can believe it. So there it is. Yeah, if you send me an email, then I can put a folder and all that. I'm not going to be able to find that. So it looks like I'm not sure if it's still a laundromat. Maybe it should be. Yeah, so she was right here. This is where mother last saw her. And let's see. So it's a laundromat on Grosback Street and Palisota Drive. Oh, let's see. Let's make sure this is the right one. So that should be what that street is right there. Yep, there it is. Palisota, Grosback Street. So right there. She told her mother she would attend a family event later that week, but never showed up, according to authorities. So we don't know. I mean, she could have gone home and done all kinds of different things. Moreno's family members have reported incidents of family violence involving her husband. This case is part of a series of cold cases that Brazos County Crime Stoppers is featuring in 40 Days of Highlights and 40 Years of Service to the Community. Yeah, I mean, most of these articles probably will say the exact same thing. But isn't it sad how some of these are just, they don't do anything? There's no, there's no YouTubers digging around trying to find something, and now, you know, that, although it's 1979, but nobody cares right now. You know, like this case has like almost zero chance of being talked about by YouTubers because they're all about like, hey, what's the next really big case? I gotta cover that one, and they just keep skipping to the next big case, or they stay with the same one over and over until something can bump that out. But then if that goes away, they quickly go back to that one that they were doing. And they figure out a way to make something seem interesting. Ooh, look, there's a hand coming out of the garden, everybody. Yeah, that's a classic technique. It's almost like you dumped gold back in the stream. Sophia was last seen by her mother at the washateria on Grosback and Palisota. I wonder how many days it was, though. Sophia never arrived at the family event. And that was going to be for, like I said, it was May 11th. What her mother wanted to get for, let's see. She asked what her mother wanted to get for Mother's Day and said she would attend a family gathering later that week. Let me see when Mother's Day was. Mother's Day, 1979. That was May, let's see, I don't know if that's it. Oh, come on. It was right there. They have Mother's Day 1980 was May 11th. Oh yeah, 1979 holiday, hold on. Mother's Day was May 13th. So that would have just maybe been 2 days later, if that's what the later in the week gathering was for Mother's Day. So that would have been 2 days later. Sophia's family members told authorities that her husband, Abel Herrera, had violent tendencies and had physically abused her. Foul play is suspected in her disappearance, which remains unsolved. Yeah, well, yeah, that's exactly what happened. No doubt. Okay, well that's a picture of her, and this is what they think she might look like today. But there's no newspaper articles, there's absolutely nothing on it. Okay, now I'm going to switch over to another case, but I tried to get it out there. At least you have a face. Her name's in the title. If somebody knows anything about this, I mean, it was 1979, a long time ago. Yeah, it sounds like, I mean, it's pretty obvious, and maybe even the husband, you sort of wonder if he even stayed around. Hell, he could have even been from Mexico or something and gone back there, right? And then there's just almost no chance, but, she was probably killed and put somewhere, so maybe there's a Jane Doe out there that if somebody tested the DNA of the bones might match her. So that would be interesting to see if there's any Jane and John Does anywhere near Bryan, Texas. So if anybody wants to look into that, let me, do it. I might try to do something like that. Yeah, man, she'd be almost 60 years old right now. Crazy. Okay, I'll do this other cold case too. It's pretty short. Again, I was able to find 3 articles. Thanks, Kathy Freidenmaker. Okay, this is Tina McQuaig. McQuaig. And let's see. Police say they fear foul play in the disappearance. This is in Florida, in Jacksonville, 2000. So it's not like for some reason Jacksonville hardly has any coverage on newspapers.com. It's really frustrating. Missing woman's car found. Jacksonville police say they fear foul play in the disappearance of a 27-year-old woman last seen when she left Wednesday at Shands Jacksonville Hospital. And I was like, wow, another hospital. A 1992 Nissan Sentra belonging to Tina Marie McQuaig was found Sunday in a Walmart parking lot on the west side of Jacksonville. So let's see where. That's in there. So I guess we're looking over here for a Walmart. Okay, so maybe that one. Walmart. And it could be that one too, maybe. At this point. Homicide Sergeant Rick Parker said officials don't believe the woman who was married, she was married and has a 4-year-old son, would have disappeared on her own. Everything that has taken place is totally out of character for her. So she just vanished. Very similar, actually, sounding to the cases we were talking about last night. And then this is an article, it's the same day, just has a little bit more in it. Police say they fear foul play. This is an article from the March 22nd. She went missing on the 15th. Police say they fear foul play in the disappearance of a 27-year-old woman last seen when she left work Wednesday at Shands Jacksonville Hospital. I guess we could check that one out. Where's that? Shands Jacksonville. I see something that it looks right. Yeah, it's probably that medical center right there. A 1992 Nissan Sentra belonging to Tina Marie McQuaig was found Sunday in a Walmart parking lot on the west side of Jacksonville. Homicide detectives lifted fingerprints from the car, hoping to find clues about the woman's whereabouts. Homicide Sergeant Rick Parker said officials don't believe the woman who was married is what you meant to say, and has a 4-year-old son would have disappeared on her own. Thank you, Alice Patak.
Gray, making a difference.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we try to on this channel. We have, so what else can we say, everybody? Oh, look at that. There's the Chloe hug. And then the next year, around the same time, they were talking about, I think it made it to America's Most Wanted. Of course, they want to find whoever did it, but the real quarry for host John Walsh and company this week is the victim. A young mother disappeared a year ago this week. Tina McQuaig was last seen on March 15, 2000, walking to her car from the Jacksonville, Florida hospital where she worked. The car turned up several days later in a store parking lot. As always, you just might have the missing piece that enables authorities to solve this puzzle tonight at 9 p.m. on WFLX. Anyways, that was, so at least it was covered on, John Walsh's Most Wanted. That was 2001. Okay, here's an article. I think this is around 2002, maybe. Tina McQuaig disappeared after leaving her job as a pharmacist at Shands, Jacksonville, with the unsolved murder soon to be featured on Disappeared, another show. So that must have been more recent then. The victims group has decided that a reward could help in breaking the case of Tina McQuaig, a mother and wife who was 27 years old. The officials in charge of the murder case of Tina McQuaig joined with her family to announce the reward. Tina McQuaig was reported missing March 15, 2000, after leaving the hospital. Her car was found a few days after she was reported missing at a Walmart on Normandy. So now we can eliminate one of these two. And that's the one. Right there, that's the one that seemed more likely in my head too. So she was here, and then her car was found there. And then her car was found on December 26th. That's weird because she went missing on March 15th. So her car was found 11 days later. That's, well, no, way longer. No, never mind. That was, after leaving the hospital, her car was found a few days after she was reported missing at a Walmart on Normandy Boulevard. That's incorrect right here. They're saying it was found a few days later. This isn't even right. Okay, this part's right. March 15th, 2000. But her car wouldn't have been found December 26, 2002, if in fact it was a few days later. This is when, well, hold on. A surveying crew found some remains in the woods. Oh, I guess maybe this is supposed to be a comma here. So Normandy Boulevard, and then it says on December 23rd, 2002, and then it jumps way down here for some unknown reason. A surveying crew found some remains in the woods near Cecil Field. DNA tests later confirmed that it was the body of Tina McQuaig, and later confirmed that that act was, like they said conformed. Jesus, who wrote this damn thing? Confirmed that the act was homicide. Officials have followed several leads, but no arrests have been made. All right, so if anybody has any information, call 904-630-0500 or First Coast Crime Stoppers at 866-845-8477. All right, let me get to the next article here. One of these has quite a bit more information. And here's another. That's her right there. She's in the thumbnail. A 27-year-old mother and wife went missing after leaving her job at Sands Hospital in Jacksonville, Florida on March 15, 2000. Hey, thanks, Amy CHS. And Amy CHS. Definitely a rib roast over turkey any day, yeah. Definitely a rib roast. Hey, well, you said the same thing twice, but thank you.
Definitely roast over turkey any day.
Dun, 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 dun.
Definitely roast over turkey any day.
Let's see. So on December 26, 2002, survey crew found human remains in the woods near Cecil Field. Let's see where that is. Okay, right over here, Cecil Field. Okay, Cecil Gym, Nass Cecil Field, is that it? Interesting. Cecil Airport. Cecil Field, huh? I guess that is that a place? Cecil Field? Or... Okay, so near the airport is where she was. Let's just say. I mean, it's probably over here somewhere, but or I'll take a guess. Somebody driving around trying to dump a body would probably drive down like this, cut down one of these roads here, and maybe like right there. Okay, that'll be a guess. Thanks, Emily Flotilla. Prime rib, ham thick, almost lumpy mashed. Sweet and sour coleslaw. That sounds pretty good. Yarg.
Yarg.
Hey, Gray, that's spooky.
Well, too bad. Deal with it.
Gosh, Gray, you're so mean.
Wait, does that mean I have to go to jail?
Chewbacca?
I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to.
Prime rib, ham thick almost lumpy mashed potatoes, sweet and sour coleslaw.
Yep. That sounds pretty good. Sweet and sour coleslaw. Huh. Pretty good. For 15 years now, Tina's family has sought for answers on her death, and the killer will be walking freely among us. Who knows how many he has hurt? Who knows how many he has hurt? Okay. Let's help spread the word in hopes that someone somewhere will see this and do the right thing. All right. So I don't know where that was just. I was just looking for random old articles on it. And then this one actually had sort of a write-up in it, so I'm going to see if it gets a little bit more specific. Tina Marie Rice McQuaig, 27-year-old. 27-year-old Tina McQuaig was last seen in Jacksonville, Florida on March 15, 2000. She disappeared after leaving her pharmacy job at Shands Jacksonville Hospital. Tina Marie McQuaig was born on May 5th, 1972 in El Paso to parents Linda and Elmer John Rice. In June 1990, McQuaig graduated from Eaglewood High School. She married her high school sweetheart, William Otis McQuaig, in November 1994, and they had a son together in May of 1995. At the time of her disappearance, McQuaig was in the midst of studying for an additional certification for her job as a pharmacy technician. The family lived in their manufactured home outside Baldwin, Florida. Let's just see where that generally is. Probably not too far away. Oh, interesting. So this is kind of more in the direction of where she was found. I wonder if there's a mobile home park in it or something. Park in Baldwin, Texas. No, let's see. Mobile. Maybe I spelled that wrong. No. Okay, so we'll just put a put that pin right there. I'm not sure how that got all that text got on there, but that said outside of Baldwin. So it's kind of interesting because that's on the way. She worked here, car found in Walmart. She lives here, and then her body's found kind of near this area. So it almost feels like she did make it to her car, and then something happened, or maybe there was somebody at the car, but it's interesting that out of all the directions, it didn't go north, didn't go south, didn't go this way, east, and but she's found in the direction towards her home. So it kind of makes it seem like she did get into her car and was heading in that direction. At the time of her disappearance, McQuaig was in the midst of studying for additional certification. On the morning of March 15, 2000, McQuaig dropped her son off with their babysitter, her sister-in-law, who lived next door, around 7 a.m. Let's see, babysitter, son off with their babysitter, her sister-in-law, who lived next door, and that was around 7 a.m. She drove to work in a separate car from her husband. McQuaig arrived at Shands Jacksonville Hospital, what does it say, 4 in hospital, I think it just means in Jacksonville, Florida, where she was employed as a pharmacy technician. She started her shift at 8:28 a.m. and was said to be upbeat and happy throughout the day. So if you were arguing with your husband and fighting, you wouldn't be upbeat. Okay? Some people fake it, but, you know, they probably know her and they're... So it doesn't seem like it has anything to do with the husband. By late afternoon, McQuaig finished her shift and left the hospital at 4:49. She was captured on surveillance video getting off an elevator in the hospital's parking garage and walking towards her car. Shortly after, she left the parking garage in her 1992 blue Nissan Sentra. So she did get in her car and she did leave. So you wonder if she stopped to get gas somewhere, but that would be a record, right? Tina Marie McQuaig never returned home and has not been heard from since. That evening, her husband filed a missing persons report to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office when she failed to return home by 6 p.m. On March 19th, 2000, her vehicle, so that would make it 4 days later, a 1992... At Amber Alert? Oh, there's somebody in here named Amber Alert? Yeah, boy. Yeah, we cover tons of different cases. Yeah, Amber. We're not just the same case every single day. So, like I always tell people, if you want to just keep hammering over and over, ad nauseum, the same cases, this isn't going to be the place for you. You'll probably be bored stiff because your mind can't shift to another case. You're just stuck on it. You know, the old Chris Watts syndrome, as I like to call it. All right, on March 19, 2000, her vehicle, a 1992 Nissan Sentra, was found in the far west corner of a Walmart parking lot at 6830 Normandy Boulevard. And so this it was found in the far west corner. So, like, probably over here. So the car was probably put here not by her. Like, why would you park way over? I doubt it was this corner. I think it was probably here. So let's see. The store on Normandy Boulevard isn't one where the family normally shops, so she normally wouldn't go there. McQuaig's car was unlocked, but her keys and purse were missing. So her car was unlocked, keys and purse missing. Yeah. So somebody would have just pulled the car up and not thought of locking it because they're trying to get away as quick as possible. And in 2000, a lot of cars you still had to use your key to lock them. Yeah, especially, well, she had a 1992 vehicle, so there you go. It wasn't a push-button lock making it easy, so that means the person pulled up, quickly got out of that car, and got the hell out of there. McQuaig's car was unlocked, but her keys and purse were missing. Upon processing the car, authorities found some unidentified fingerprints and fibers, but no other clues were left behind. Missing woman's body identified as Tina McQuaig. On December 26, 2002, human remains were discovered in a wooded area by a surveying crew near the Cecil Commerce Center. So I might not have the right, like when they said Cecil Field. Let's see, Cecil Commerce Center. Let's see where that is. The other article said Cecil Field, which might not be the same as that. So they have it way over here. Is this the... Oh, that's a road. Cecil Commerce Center Parkway. Oh, where's the center though? Is it right here? Or we don't. I guess we don't get to know. On March 10th, 2003, the body was positively identified as Tina Marie McQuaig by the University of Florida Anthropology Department. Her death was ruled a homicide by violence, but the Duval County Medical Examiner. Throughout the years, police have followed several leads regarding Tina McQuaig, but no arrests have been made. Her case remains unsolved. A $5,000 reward is being offered by the crime victims group Justice Coalition for anyone with information that may result in an arrest in the homicide case of Tina Marie McQuaig. If you have any information regarding the disappearance of Tina McQuaig, please contact Jacksonville Sheriff at 904-630-0500 or call the First Coast Crime Stoppers at 866-845-8477 or 845-TIPS. Yeah, that's the article that I found. There's nothing. God, it's weird how some of these cases have like almost nothing. If they gave half the attention to something like that as Summer Wells, you'd probably get the case solved in a week. Now let's see. Yeah. Here we go. Man, this is cool. You can see the following program includes dramatic recreation.
2000. A young mother.
Where's the...
She'd been studying for about 2 or 3 tests to get her certification.
One evening after leaving
that's her
work
leaving
in
work,
Jacksonville,
okay.
Florida, she mysteriously vanishes.
Doing something.
When her abandoned car is discovered, authorities are baffled by the
Let's see. I don't know. Looks like a... Well, let's see where they say it is. Hold on.
location.
Tina's car was parked as though she was meeting someone and left her car and left with that person.
As detectives dig deeper into her life, Tina's secrets start spilling out.
Oh, secrets.
And this best friend had more knowledge about her than I would say her husband had about her.
Wow.
I said, well, you don't understand. This ain't like her. She wouldn't do anything like this.
An unexpected turn of events leads the investigation much closer to home than anyone could have imagined.
What their thought and who their person of interest was, he was part of the family.
Oh boy. So maybe she did make it home. Well, let's see this one.
Thank you, Trumpy, for coming out today and making this possible. Because 11 years ago today, March the 15th, 2000, Tina Marie McQuaig,
That's as high as I can make it.
a 27-year-old wife and mother, disappeared after leaving her pharmacy job at Shands, Jacksonville. Her car was found a few days later at Walmart on Normandy Boulevard. but it offered no clues as to her whereabouts. On December the 26th, 2002, a surveying crew found remains in a wooded area near Cecil Field. And in March 2003, police announced DNA testing positively identified the remains as Tina Marie McQuaig. The Duval County Medical Examiner's Office ruled her death a homicide, saying she died under violent circumstances. Police have followed several leads, but have not made any arrest in this case as of today. The TV show Disappeared, Investigation Discovery will focus on Tina's disappearance and murder in an upcoming episode.
I'm going to have to go find that.
Today, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, the Nader family, the Tina McQuaig family, along with the Justice Coalition, are posting a $5,000 reward for the arrest and the conviction of the person or persons responsible for this murder. If you have any information about this case, please call the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office at 630-0500 or call Homicide at 630-2172. We also offer you to call if you're at the computer and you've got information that you would like to email. Please email that to jsocrimetips@jackssheriff.org.
I don't know where you
Also,
got that from, Florida baby. Side pieces. Where the hell did you come up with that? They didn't say anything about having a, they said that there was somebody close to the in the family, not some side piece.
Phone with Crime Stoppers, and when this happened 11 years ago,
Besides, who the hell
Crime Stoppers
says
offered
side
a
piece
$1,000
anymore?
reward. Today, they still offer that $1,000 reward. So if you know anything and you would like to go through Crime Stoppers, you can go to the phone and call them at 866-845-TIPS. And at this time, we'd like to ask our sheriff of the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office to come forward and to talk about their commitment on this case and where the case stands.
Thank you, Ian. You know, in this case, it's not that we don't have evidence. We just have insufficient evidence to get a conviction
No, they didn't say that.
for whoever committed this heinous crime. And what I want to promise Linda...
Duval County Medical Examiner's Office
Now I'm gonna
ruled her
rewind it.
death a homicide, saying she died under violent circumstances. Police have followed several leads, but have not made any arrest in this case as of today. The TV show Disappeared, Investigation Discovery will focus on Tina's disappearance and murder in an upcoming episode. Today, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, the Nader family, the Tina McQuaig family, along with the Justice Coalition, are posting a $5,000 reward for the arrest and the conviction of the person or persons responsible for this murder. If you have any information about this case, please call the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office at 630-0500 or call Homicide at 630-2172. We also offer you to call if you're at the computer and you've got information that you would like to email. Please email that to jsocrimetips@jackssheriff.org.
I didn't hear that
Also,
part.
I just got off the phone with Crime Stoppers, and when this happened 11 years ago, Crime Stoppers offered a $1,000 reward. Today,
Yeah, everybody
they
knows
still
what that
offer
is.
that $1,000 reward.
Come on.
So if you know anything and you would like to go through Crime Stoppers, you can go to the phone and call them at 866-845-TIPS.
Who's a scumbag?
And at this time, we'd like to ask our sheriff of the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office to come forward and to talk about their commitment on this case and where the case stands.
Thank you, Ian. You know, in this case, it's not that we don't have evidence. We just have insufficient evidence to get a conviction for whoever committed this heinous crime. And what I want to promise Linda and Elmer here today and the rest of the family is that we will never stop trying and looking for the evidence that will break this case.
Yeah, close to home means like part of the family, like close to the family, something like that.
And many of you may know a few years back, it hasn't been all that long ago.
It's not a
Several
geographical
cases were cleared after a,
reference.
literally a medical invention that we all now know.
It's like when someone says, "Hey, it hit close to home." You know, wow, it really hit close to home, meaning it's inside the family type of thing.
As DNA. And DNA has helped us successfully solve some crimes here in Jacksonville going back as far as 20 years. So I don't know what the next DNA invention might be. We don't know what evolution is coming out there in the field of science, but I can guarantee you this, we will never stop working to solve this case. And I can tell you the detectives that worked that case are still with the sheriff's office, still committed to this crime, and even to this day, we will look for any possible lead to follow. So I want to ask the public out there, anyone that has any information about this case, however small you might think it is, it could be that one little piece that leads to solving this crime, and I would ask that you would offer that information up, and we would appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. We want to invite at this time the family that has offered $5,000 to this McQuaig family in hopes that it would bring some answers, in hopes that dollars would make you come up to the plate and bring those answers that you know. So at this time, we would like to introduce to you Lieutenant Russell
So you
Nader
get
with
$300,000 reward in the Molly Tibbetts case, but this one has a whopping $5,000.
I'd like to share our condolences with Tina's family. You guys have suffered through something that no family should ever have to go through. And when the sheriff says we're 100% committed to catching the suspect in this case, we are. The sheriff and the men and women at JSO will do everything we can to make sure this suspect is captured. And I can also tell you that, as a member of the community, our family recently lost a family member and lifelong friend, Mike McHugh. And so it opened up our eyes to exactly what Tina's family has gone through during this hard and trying time. So, it was good to have the community there for the McHugh family and for us, and I want Tina's family to know that the community, as well as the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, we're here for you. Thank you. And it's our honor and our privilege in honor of Mike McHugh.
Thank you, Cassandra
and,
Morris.
Tina, to give you guys this reward money, and hopefully somebody will bring up some information and we can solve this case. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Lieutenant, thank you so much. We can't thank you enough for bringing a $5,000 reward that it could be posted today. And now I would like to introduce to you Tina McQuaig's mom and dad. And this mom and dad for 11 years, not only from the beginning was it so traumatic, because, from the beginning it was the not knowing. She had disappeared. She was missing and not know. And then there was remains that was found. And today, this family needs answers. So at this time, I would like to introduce to you Linda and Elmer Rice.
Thank you.
Where do I begin? First thing I'd like to do is thank the Nader family. This family were complete strangers to us. We didn't even know these people. And we heard just last week from the Justice Coalition that they were putting up a $5,000 reward for the arrest and conviction of the person or persons who took our daughter from us. I was elated. I was just so excited about it. And I still am. I have a lot of hope now that we're going to have this case solved. We just need someone to come forward with some information to bring us to that. The last 8 years since her remains were found, the case has been really cold.
He probably moved on, Florida baby. Probably got remarried.
But I still believe and trust in
That makes sense.
JSO. I know that they're doing everything they possibly can to solve this case. And just today I learned that they're never going to forget it, and that's what's really helping us. So I guess what I need to say again is if anyone out there knows anything, just the little bit of information could bring this to a close for us. We had partial closure, yes, but we don't have complete closure. And until we make an arrest.
I don't know, Florida Baby. We don't do that on this channel where we sit there and judge every single thing that somebody's not doing. He should do this. Just because you believe something doesn't make it true or so. Okay?
Again, you've heard the request. You've heard the plea. And the plea is today is that that person that has that little tidbit, 11 years, and today could be the day that justice could be served. I want to thank the media again for inviting us to be here and them being here with us, and Jacksonville Sheriff's Office being here and supporting and standing behind this case for 11 long years and not forgetting.
No, you can speak all day long, but if you keep saying stuff that's like out there, I'm going to respond to it. You didn't do anything to me. But if you keep responding back like that, then there'll be an issue.
Out of all the
You know what I'm
cases,
saying?
why is this the one that you picked to put the report for?
Well, all cases are important. And again, the recent loss of someone who was so close to our family and so close to the community where I live and have grown up, the fact that we're going up on the 11th year of this case and it's still unsolved, that this is a very important case, and we need to do everything we can to help resolve it. I've been notified the case is going national as well, so all the attention that we can get on this case to help resolve
I wonder
it,
when this press
it's
conference
going
was.
to be very important, and hopefully the reward will just bring us one step closer to close.
Let me see. 2011. This is old.
Did you work on this case initially?
No, I did not. We're just trying to help one family help another.
Any other questions?
Right. But your insinuations are wrong, okay? All right, good.
Warren, you want to introduce yourself as a detective?
Yes, my name is Detective Warren Smith. I was the lead investigator at the time of the initial missing person report. The case has still gone cold, but we're still following up leads as they come in, and we ask the public to continue to assist.
Yeah. Yeah. So nobody's saying it can't be the husband and all this kind of stuff. But him not being here 11 years after the murder doesn't mean a damn thing. Okay? He might be married and have kids somewhere, maybe moved. We don't know. Means absolutely nothing. All right, great.
Also, not leaving anyone out, would like to introduce and thank you for having them with us this afternoon. We have Lieutenant Larry Schmidt. We also have Chief John Hartley.
Now I want to go watch the disappeared episode because maybe in that we'll get an idea. Maybe her friend knows that her and her husband were fighting and she was giddy because she was going to go on a date with somebody else or something. And the husband found out about it, and when she got home, that's why I'm saying on the map, when you look at the map up here, like this, you can see that she worked here, and then her body's over here, which is in the direction of her house. See that? So that's what I'm saying, is that, she might have made it home, and in that scenario, you might think, well, when she got there, maybe it was after she hung out with somebody, and he got upset about it, strangled her, killed her, and then put her over here, okay? That's a possibility. However, it's not like, oh, I know what happened, because we don't know what happened here at all. We have so little information. So we got to go find the episode on the, I guess it's called Disappeared on the Discovery Channel, or Investigative Discovery. I don't know. We don't know what he is, if he's a person of interest at all. I think that episode would give us an answer to a lot of questions. Yeah, maybe he is a person of interest. Nobody mentioned that on any of the things that we've read yet. What we could do is we could try listening to this again and see if it says anything else this time. Let's see.
trace, often the most critical information, before they vanished.
This is the show
Tina
Disappeared.
McQuaig's last
Tina
known
McQuaig.
whereabouts may hold the clues to what happened.
For about 2 or 3 months, and the next month, she had been studying for about 2 or 3
Yeah,
months.
they were studying
and the next month,
for a different
she was
position
going
there.
to take the test to get her certification.
One evening after leaving work in Jacksonville, Florida,
It's in Florida.
she
We've gone over
mysteriously
it
vanishes.
since the beginning. I said Jacksonville, Florida.
And I said, something's wrong here. Something's wrong, and somebody needs to start doing something.
When her abandoned car is discovered, authorities are baffled by the location.
Tina's car was parked as though she was meeting someone and left her car and left with that person.
Yeah, well, when you say as though she was meeting somebody, what does that even mean? You see? What does that mean? If a car was parked in the corner, it could also be a place where the car was dumped, because in mall parking lots, people aren't looking for missing cars. There's so many cars there that sort of just blends in, and you park it off on a side somewhere. We have, how many cases do we have where they find the car at a shopping mall? How many? Probably 1 million. I mean, I would literally say that we've had 20 or 30 cases where the car is found at a shopping mall. And that's where they're placed afterwards, or the person's abducted from there. So if you say, oh, she was there meeting somebody, well, that might have been somebody that she'd met before. Why would there be any kind of anything nefarious going on? So it seems more likely that the car was put there later to throw people off. But when you, because it could be either one, right? I mean, tell me, how is a car parked as if it was there to meet somebody? I mean, how would you know that from, you know, that's just such a strange assumption to make to me.
As detectives dig deeper into her life, Tina's secrets start spilling out.
And this best friend had more knowledge about her than I would say her husband had about her.
He said, well, you don't understand. This ain't like her. She wouldn't do anything like this.
An unexpected turn of events
No, it was parked in the mall, Amy. We just
leads
said
the
that.
investigation much closer to home than anyone could have imagined.
What their thought and who their person of interest was, he was part of the family.
See, part of the family, when you say person of interest, he was part of the family. Does that sound like the husband? No. To me, it sounds like a close friend, you know, like maybe one of her friends that she went to high school with, but maybe always liked her. And, you know, and he was always considered just a really good friend. And boom, that's how that's worded there. Do you get what I'm saying? So we'll go back to that again.
Could have imagined.
What their thought and who their person of interest was, he was part of the family.
He was part of the family. You wouldn't say that about the husband, because a husband is part of the family, right? So, you know, he was part of the family. It sounds like a person that's not related to them, but they considered them a part of the family. Are you guys paying attention at all, or? It's already turning into one of those frustrating shows with the chat. Oh boy. I'm going to get off of this story. Okay, so I'm going to watch Disappeared Tina McQuaig, and we'll see what happens. We'll see where it leads. Awesome. All right. Well, we're having another one of those slow nights, so I'm going to have to I'm going to go back, get into the jail cell now, because I've been so mean, and Mary Lou threw me in there earlier. And we won't be able to get to that next case. Where is it? There it is, everybody. The show is now hijacked. Oh boy. I'm feeding my face. Now, that might buy a piece of gum. Bubble gum. Hey. Come on, Chloe. You see how frustrating that is? It's so frustrating. You gotta get her out.
Hashtag Team Mary
You guys
Lou.
locked up Mary Lou. Can you believe? She's basically the Mary Lou in a dog form. Chloe is, okay. Yeah, it's pretty long. What's going on, Chloe? Just got here and Gray's in jail. Thank you. Sarita and Leedy and Emily Flotilla. Well, it's better than no gum at all. Leedy. It's a piece of bazooka. Yeah, it's like, yeah, pretty much like a Chloe Lou, I think. I think that's about right. Game over? I have that sound effect for that on my... Yeah, where the hell is it? Where is that? I have the sound effect. Is it this one? Oh, right here. Game over.
Buy yourself a candy bar while you're there.
Thank you, Eugenie, Mary Glaviano, and Candalee Woodward Stone.
Bail money, I want to hear more.
14. What are you talking about, Plum Crazy? Yeah, send an email. We don't even know what you're talking about. Thank you, Zozo. Passing a makeshift shank through the... Are you sure you don't want to just stab me with it? I think that's what... I can't even remember now. Yeah, Florida Baby probably wanted to stab me with the shank.
Passing a makeshift shank through the bars.
Jiggy England, thank you. To help the dog. Oh, not me though? Oh, that's what you're saying. Okay, you're gonna help the dog.
To help the dog. Smiley face.
But not
Smiley
me.
face.
Wow. Handily. Yeah, alright, okay. I think that's enough to get me out of... Bail me out. I think I have enough to get out, get a meal, everything's good. Thank you. We're still only about 60% of a normal night, which has been sort of the, you know, the standard lately. It's been kind of disappointing. Let's see. Let me put this one up there. To help the dog. Passing a makeshift shank through the bars. Bail money, I want to hear more. Yep. Buy yourself a candy bar while you're there. And then Sarita, and then Emily Flotilla, and Lee D up there with the bazooka. Okay, we're going to have to time you out there because you keep typing in stuff that we're not even following. Send me an email if you're interested in that. Me covering the case there, plumb crazy, but other than that, just, wow. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the main story here. And it's the missing Emma suite. I don't even know. There might even be updates since this morning. There was one, but this is pretty crazy. This one seems like it's just kind of a obvious what's going on.
Crews are searching for a missing 2-year-old girl after her dad was pulled from the White River. Now, police tell us the father and daughter have been missing since Wednesday, and our Lauren Kostick has the latest on the search for that little girl.
Carlos, police are doing everything they can to find this little girl right now. They say that this morning they did find a truck submerged in the East Fork of the White River in the 700 block of Blessing Road. That's right over there.
What are you talking about?
Behind those trees where that white barn is. Police say a man was found inside the truck and was identified as Emma Sweet's father. Both of them were reported missing yesterday and were last seen on Wednesday. The father was taken to the hospital and treated for hypothermia. When asked about his daughter, police say he gave 2 stories. First saying she was dropped off somewhere, possibly at Casey's gas station, and then saying she was in the truck with him, and when she got wet, he placed her on the hood and she got swept away by the current. The sheriff's department has been investigating both stories all day with divers in the water along with helicopters and drones.
There's a lot of unanswered questions that we still have to investigate and things, but our main concern right now is finding this little girl.
And Emma is described as having brown hair, blue eyes, and was last seen wearing all black with a cream-colored jacket with butterflies on it.
Brown.
If you have any information, police ask that you contact them right away. They plan to wrap up here once it gets dark and start again right in the morning.
Searchers were continuing to look for 2-year-old girl near the White River south of Columbus. Emma Sweet was last seen Wednesday, November 24th in Bartholomew County. This is in Indiana. Sheriff deputies responded to the 1700 block of Blessing Road on the west side of the river around 6 a.m. Friday for a truck that was in the river. Duck hunters found the truck, which had 1 person in it. Yeah. So I've already mapped all this out here earlier. So Blessing Road, I think, is this one, right? Or when they say Blessing, did they say Blessing Road or Betty? 1700 Blessing. That's not one of the streets that I had in there. Well, I have the pin pretty much I guessed at this spot and that spot. So it's really close. So the car must have gone into the water and then came around the bank and got stuck right there, if that's where they were parked. So let me, I just guessed at these 2 spots here based on a wording in one of the articles. Sheriff deputies responded to the 1700 block of Blessing Road. He was transported to the Columbus Regional Hospital for hypothermia. Deputies discovered Sweet along with his 2-year-old daughter were reported missing Thursday. Police said Jeremy was out of jail on bond after being charged with unlawful possession of a firearm by a serious violent felon in May. He was also charged with possession of methamphetamine, and I actually found stuff on him in the papers. I didn't even read this article yet. I just saw it was out there. It's unclear if Emma was in the truck with her dad when the duck hunters found it Friday, but there was a car seat inside. Police believe the father was familiar with the area near Betty Lane on the east side of the river. Right. So here's the thing. I found an address for him right here on that house, and I don't know when he lived there. It's apparently not his most recent address, but if you look at this, it's crazy. So that'd be the house right there. And then if you go like this, just right here, the house that is, the street that his house is on, you can go straight down like this. So I'll go up in the air just to make it quicker. Go down like this. And then you go right through the intersection. And now you're on Betty Lane. And it goes straight down like this. And it actually continues on all the way down. So I'm going facing the opposite direction, but then it kind of stops right there and you make this turn on Betty Lane, and then it goes right on this farmland and it goes down here, and that's why I have these pins right here, because I think they think he came in from this side, and then maybe the current washed it around over to here, so that's why they came in this way. Or, maybe even the car is here, but this is a more of a, it's a street that you could probably go on. I probably even has, it doesn't have street view on it. The father told police 2 stories about his daughter. He initially said he dropped her off, but wasn't sure where. He later said she was in the truck with him. I mean, what a huge change that is. That's a massive difference. Now he says, well, she was in the truck when he went into the water and she got wet, so he put her on the hood of the truck. Who the hell would do that? And then she got swept away by the current. Dive teams with the Indiana Department of Natural Resources and the Indiana State Police searched the water Friday looking for the little girl. There are also drones and state police helicopters. On Saturday, DNR, divers, Indiana State Police, and several local police and fire departments continued their ground and river search for Emma. All of the agencies have been working together for the common goal, of which is to find Emma and bring her home and to her family. At around 10:30 a.m., the truck was pulled from the water and searched. So it's being pulled from the water right there. That kind of looks more like, it's hard to tell exactly where that would have been pulled from. Maybe right there, maybe. I don't know. Thanks, Mama She 13. Investigators confirmed Emma wasn't in the truck or in the water underneath it. However, Emma's coat was found downstream. So that's just not good news at all. Some of Jeremy Sweet's items were also recovered from the truck. Crews and divers from multiple agencies returned to the area Saturday morning to continue the search in and out of the water. Depending on the circumstances, Sheriff Matt Myers said it could likely become a recovery effort, not a rescue. Anyone with information? Oh, whoa, what's going on? Is it up here?
In an area of town on the city's east.
I don't know where the hell that came from. Let's see. Already did that. Crews and divers from multiple agencies returned to the area Saturday morning to continue the search in and out of the water depending on the circumstances. So where is that? Is that this way? Let me see what it... Well, we don't have street view on that. I'm kind of thinking it's over here. Oh, that's a town back there.
Ocean wave, ocean wave, ocean wave.
Thanks, Emily. The waves are all gone. Oh, it still goes, huh? I think it stops right around... There it is. He decided at this point, yeah... See, that's a farm, and it goes that direction, and it was down there. I don't know exactly where that shot is taken from. Might be down this direction, but... Thank you, Emily Flotilla. Well, thank you, Dodie D. Anyone who has information or has had contact with Emma or her family since Wednesday should call 911. Oh, and there's the vehicle right there. Wow, that's interesting. So it's almost like he tried to kill himself and her at the same time. Thanks, Kit Kat and Linda Howell. So now I think I can maybe determine where this is based on that shot right there. So they're right here. Let me find a different time of year. Maybe, oh, there's a good one. October. Oh, that was a good one. April.
Surfer, ocean wave.
That's probably about the same. I think it's right there, perhaps. There's a long
ocean wave,
shallow
ocean
area.
wave,
See
ocean
that?
wave.
Right there. Thank you, guys. Jessica Schubach, Linda Howell, Kit Kat. You guys have been here for forever.
Surfer, surfer, surfer.
Surfer, surfer. I have been to eat again. I don't know what that means. Yeah, we just said that, Monica. Yeah. We just said literally about a minute ago that her coat was found, downstream. So I think that's what we're looking at right here, is right here. So kind of like this, and that is the ground that we're seeing right over here, and how it goes around the corner. I guess we could make in the distance there, if we could see. Yeah, you can't see it. So I bet you the car was found right where this pin is. That was the original place that I put that pin. How crazy is that, huh? Yeah. That was actually where my first pin was. I moved this down there just because that's where the police pulled in at. But I think that's probably it. I mean, I guess it's also technically, since that looks like that too, it could be this one over here as well, right? Like, let's see. Yeah, so I'm going to put this pin over here just in case it's, it's definitely possible that it's like right in this area. Because those look almost identical, the switchbacks in the river there. Thanks, Mama, she's 13. Yeah, and if they drove here, then maybe the crane drove over like this. But I think they think the car went in over here. Now, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. It seems like they would have taken this route down if the car was there, but they came here. Okay, so there's that article. And this one, 2-year-old girl missing after father's pickup found. Bartholomew County deputies are searching for 2-year-old girl who remains missing after her father, also reported missing this week, was found in a pickup submerged in a river Friday. So that's weird. He was reported missing this week. He was just sitting in the vehicle? He's one of those people, he probably tried to kill himself and his daughter, and then he goes, it just hurt too much. So I just, the whole Jodi Arias deal. Emma Sweet and her father were last seen on Wednesday at noon. Deputies so she never made it to Thanksgiving, probably. Deputies located the girl's father Friday morning after duck hunters found him inside a pickup submerged in the White River near the end of Farm Lane on Betty Lane. So, see, this is Farm Lane, or Betty Lane is right here, right? So this is Betty Lane, right there. And then they said on Farm Lane, which I'm kind of guessing is what this might be called. And so then he drove down here. The girl's father Friday morning after duck hunters found him inside a pickup submerged in the White River near the end of Farm Lane on Betty Lane. Medics took the father to Columbus Regional Hospital to treat him for exposure of hypothermia. The Bartholomew County Sheriff's Office said Deputies learned Emma was with her father, but investigators do not know if she was in the vehicle when the duck hunter found the pickup. By Saturday afternoon, the vehicle was removed from the river, but authorities did not find anything that would help the investigation. Bartholomew County Sheriff Matt Myers said in an update. Investigators were also able to locate a coat believed to belong to Emma Saturday morning. Myers said the Bartholomew County Sheriff's Office has intensified the ground search and has asked volunteer firefighters to assist as well. She's so cute, little kid again. Emma was last seen wearing all black clothing, so it probably looked just like that. On November 26th, at approximately 5:59 a.m., Bartholomew County deputies were dispatched to the 1700 block of Blessing Road in regards to a truck that had been located in the East Fork of the White River by duck hunters. The duck hunters located a truck in the White River that was submerged with one occupant. The occupant was transported by EMS to Columbus Regional Hospital, where he is being treated for exposure of hypothermia. During the course of the investigation, it was learned that the individual had his 2-year-old daughter with him. They were reported as missing the day prior, but it is unknown if she was in the vehicle at the time of the location of the duck hunters. The vehicle was actually located at a farm lane at the end of Betty Lane. That's why I think it's where I have it right here. I think this is the spot where it was pulled out, although now that I see all these rocks, I didn't remember seeing those. But that farm lane ends basically right here, and then you'd think it was here, not over here, which would be Blessing Road. You see the logic there? They were reported as missing the day prior, actually located at a farm lane at the end of Betty Lane. Both individuals were last seen on Wednesday, November 24th at 12 p.m. If you have had any contact with either of them since then, please contact emergency personnel immediately. Information on Emma. She is 2 years old, brown hair, brown eyes. See, brown eyes. That lady said blue. I thought they looked brown. She was last seen, the reporter said they were blue. She was last seen wearing all black with cream-colored jacket with butterflies on it. So is that actually... the same shirt? I don't know. But you can tell her eyes aren't blue in that picture right there. They're dark. Again, if you've seen Emma, please contact authorities immediately. If you have any additional information, no matter how seemingly insignificant, contact us. We have the Indiana State Police, DNR, Wayne Township, Columbus Township, 31 Recker. We want to thank all of the agencies, blah, 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 blah. I hate when they start thanking everybody so quick. Just get the job done, you know, get the... I'm probably not in the greatest mood tonight. I started off in a good mood, but kind of went off. Alright, so I'm going to be back in a second. I got to use the facilities, and there's more to go here, okay? That's funny. I think Chloe knows what time Chris comes home. She's like already over at the door, but she's not home. It's funny. Oh, maybe she is. Never mind. Oh, yeah, that was crazy.
We in
So
Indiana
she was
are
home.
praying for a miracle. Bless Emma.
Yeah, it's not looking that great, to be honest with you. Why would her coat and car seat and everything be in the car? I don't know. Yeah, it'd be amazing if she. I mean, I don't know how high the river looked like it was much higher than it is in this picture right here. So she could have gone, the way this river is, it doesn't look like there's a ton of snags or anything in it either. And if it was higher, she could have gone a long ways in here. Like maybe right in this area, it's possible. Like she could have got caught up on. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but right here, I don't know which way it flows though. Let me. I don't even know if I'm going in the right direction. Is there a dam or something somewhere? How about right? Yeah. There we go. Yep, that was the direction that I just said. So, when you look in the river down here, she went around. The water would flow like this. So maybe even right there in this area, and then it would come around, and it's possible right here that she could have drifted over into this little pond area. And then it would go around, and then it's always on the other bank because that's where the speed of the water goes. But anyways, that's hopefully something miraculous happened and she washed up on a shore over there. And it's so cold out there though. It doesn't look like very good news at all.
Search is on for a 2-year-old girl in Bartholomew County tonight. She turned up missing after her father's truck was found submerged in a Columbus River. He is recovering in the hospital tonight. Our Mike Sullivan went down to that location. He has the very latest now on the search. Mike?
We are deep down Beatty Lane in Columbus.
There's
This long
barn.
road continues on for remote access to the White River. That is where that truck
No,
was
it doesn't.
found.
No, it doesn't.
Neighbors saying rescue crews have been
It
searching.
doesn't do what he just said. See, that guy is right here. Watch. I can just tell by looking at it. He's right here-ish. In this general area. Because right there is exactly what was behind him.
Searching for the 2-year-old.
Go back
We are
again.
deep
See,
down
right
Beatty
there?
Lane in Columbus.
Can you see that exact farm? And then there it is. So he's standing here saying, hey, right down that direction. It goes all the way, and it just doesn't do that at all. I mean, it turns right here, and then you're actually driving on a farm property here, and then you go down here, and it continues on until about right there, and then all of a sudden that's when you would have taken a right, and then maybe just driven the car right into the water. But, I mean, it makes a better story to say it like that, right?
Columbus, and this long road continues on for remote access to the White River. That is where that truck was found. Neighbors saying rescue crews have been searching for the 2-year-old since 6 a.m. Cast under a deep sunset, you will find search crews, law enforcement, even neighbors.
I was going as slow as I possibly could, looking everywhere.
They are eagerly scouring brush and barns, hoping to spot a little girl before the setting sun turns to a bitter, cold night.
There's so many buildings, and the river
2 years
alone,
old, man,
it's so big.
So
it was early this morning that duck hunters spotted a truck submerged in a remote part of the East Fork of the White River. Inside the vehicle was Jeremy Sweet. The Columbus man was taken to Columbus Regional Hospital and treated for hypothermia. As deputies began investigating the
kind of seemed more like they were looking at that.
situation, remote part of the East Fork of the White River. Inside the vehicle was
something like that, maybe. But kind of like they're walked right over here and shot through the trees a little bit. And that's the same spot. But it also could be the other one. I see these rocks right there. Let me just... this does have a bunch of rocks. Okay, so that shot that you're seeing, see these rocks right here? In the shot right there? Well, this one has rocks here. That spot. Now, let's go see if the same thing exists on this side. And I do see there's probably some rocks there. However, I don't know. Yeah, it's too hard to tell. I mean, look at how exactly the same. There's even trees here, but I don't think the person would have gone inside those thick trees to take that shot. I would think over here it'd be easy. You just stand right there. And so I'm going to say the car was found right there. And they used this as the base, but the crane would have had to come down this way.
Jeremy Sweet. The Columbus man was taken to Columbus Regional Hospital and treated for hypothermia. As deputies began investigating the situation, they learned that his daughter was with him, 2-year-old Emma Sweet.
I have a daughter that's actually 2 years old, so it hits really close to home.
Brittany Matney is one of numerous neighbors who came to the search locations.
Her name sounds. She looks familiar.
I
and she
drove
sounds
all the way
familiar.
around on the other side on 11.
Search crews worked both the area near Beatty Lane as well as a stretch of the river that passes a quarry on Blessing Road. Emma and her father were last seen together on Wednesday around noon. Jeremy Sweet is out on bond for unlawful possession of a firearm by a serious felon, as well as possession of meth. His daughter Emma has brown hair, brown eyes, and was last seen wearing all black with a cream-colored jacket with butterflies on it. The city of Columbus remains hopeful she will turn up alive. Those search efforts have ended for tonight, but the sheriff's office says they will still leave a car out here just in case. They'll be back at 8 a.m. to continue that search for Emma Sweet. If you do see her or recognize her, please contact law enforcement. In Columbus, I'm Mike Sullivan, Fox 59 News.
Mike, thank you so much. It is...
Yeah. So let me go to the next one. Deputies now searching for missing 2-year-old in relation to truck found in river. So this is 3:20 today. There was an update. So Bartholomew County Sheriff deputies. There's the vehicle right there. Here, let's try this one more time. So is there a tree in the water? Yeah, it seems like it's just they're standing right here. Not like that. See, in that shot right there? It does look like that. Just a little lower angle than where I have it. And then maybe there's even a branch in the water right there-ish. So it's funny how similar though that this one is. Definitely, I can't really actually rule this side out either. It's just so weird how it's almost identical. It's like a mirror copy of that spot right there. Very strange. Father Jeremy Sweet, 39, Columbus was pulled from a black Ford F-150 at 6 a.m. Friday, where it was submerged in the East Fork White River. Deputies, so look how weird that is. He was sitting in that vehicle the way it is right there. Deputies were sent to the 1700 block of Blessing Road about the truck in the river, which was found by duck hunters. Sweet, who is now in the Columbus Regional Hospital intensive care unit, first told investigators that he had dropped off Emma at Casey's, although investigators do not know if that means the convenience store or if it's the name of a friend. Indiana State Police are pursuing leads about anyone named Casey that could be associated with the Sweet family. The second story, the second story Sweet. I was like, what do you mean the second? The second story Sweet has told investigators was he has placed Emma on the hood of his truck because she was wet. See, now that there's two stories, you know something bad happened. I mean, if he really did drop her off at a place called, or with somebody named Casey or a place called Casey, then he'd be like, oh yeah, I dropped her off there with someone. But now he has another story where he's putting her closer to the event. And she's in the vehicle with him now, and he's in the water now, and he puts her on the trunk, the hood of the car, and then the water swept her off. Well, of course, he's not responsible now, right? He was just randomly driving all the way down. I mean, here's the thing. It's not even possible that a car would accidentally go into the river here. I guess you could say here if he went zinging off this and flew in and drifted down and the car got stuck here. But they're saying he drove down this way and went into the water. And it must have been right over here. Yeah, so it just doesn't make any sense. Deputies were sent to the 1700 block of Blessing Road. Okay, so we already did the second story. She was swept away in the current of the river. The search by divers in the river and on the riverbank and nearby fields has continued all day. Myers did say that a syringe was found on Sweet when he was at the hospital, and investigators are looking into whether he was under the influence of drugs. Investigators are also puzzled as to how the truck got in the river, whether it was deliberate. Of course it was deliberate. What are you talking about? Myers said divers did find a child's car seat in the truck, and the last time the father and daughter were seen on Wednesday was in the truck. Sweet did on occasion drive off-road in the area. Okay, so maybe now they're near the river where the truck was found and was familiar with the terrain, Myers said. However, the location where the truck went into the river is estimated at a 15-foot drop into the 4 to 5 foot deep water, leading to investigators to question whether it was deliberate. Divers at the scene have told investigators the water in the area ranges from 4 to 5 feet deep to 12 feet in nearby locations. Jeremy Sweet is currently out on bond on a charge of unlawful possession of a firearm. And there's another, he's had methamphetamine charges. Bartholomew County Sheriff Matt Myers gives an update about the search. I wonder where he's standing. That looks like maybe, I don't know. Multiple public safety agencies were assisting the Bartholomew County Sheriff's Department search. That looks like this can't be that straight road there. Where the hell would they be? Ah, shit. I don't know where that is. Let's see. Drove on all the corners of farmland. That's now, she was in the car. There's no doubt she was in the car. And the reason we know she's in the car is because, well, yeah, I mean, I guess what you're saying is maybe he killed her somewhere else, right? And then he's pretending that it accidentally happened in the water. Yeah, that's a good point there, Mrs. Ryan. That's definitely something that's possible. Yeah. Like he did something to her somewhere else and then came up with this. Well, here's the thing though. I think she was in the car. And the reason I'm saying that is if he really planned out what you're saying here. Okay, so just listen to this. If he really planned out what you're saying and he killed her somewhere else and made a ruse going into the water, then why would he have said the wrong story first by saying he dropped her off at that store? See, that makes it seem like he would have had that all planned out and ready to say, but then he mentions dropping her off.
He could have done something to her, before reported missing and put her in the river.
Yeah, somebody else already said that. But yeah, I don't think so. Because if it was all planned out, he wouldn't have said he dropped her off at Casey's first. It would have been like, I don't know, man, I was driving. It was just me and her driving around. I went into the water and I think she fell in somewhere. It was weird. I put her on the roof because this is probably what happened. He went in the water and he threw her in, and maybe he was going to try to kill himself. I mean, how would he know that the car wouldn't have gone all the way under? It was almost all the way under. Yeah, so if he'd planned it all out, where he killed her somewhere else to make it, and then made it look like it in the water, wouldn't that be the first story he would tell? See what I'm saying? Thanks, JSD. Yeah. And don't say, well, that doesn't make... Don't try to find a way to make what I just said not make sense to you so that you can keep your story going. You try to explain it to me, why that would happen, where his first story was that he dropped her off at Casey's, if he was really going to have this elaborate plan where he went into the water accidentally and he was trying to be really cool and help her and put her on the roof, and she got washed off and went down the stream. Okay? I don't believe that part of the story. I don't know if he actually meant to kill himself and the girl, and it just so happens he couldn't get far enough into the water himself. But he probably, maybe she drowned and he might have just thrown her into the water at some point. I don't know. Maybe the needle that he had was used to drug the baby. So he could, the 2-year-old, Emma, and put her in the water, right? Come on. Give me a good argument back. Oh, come on. No, he's not. It's not conscious. And what? He told 2 stories. I just told you. How fast was the water moving? I don't know. It's pretty quick. Might have forgot his plan in the face of questioning. I don't think so. See, people are just you're looking for a way to keep your story alive when you do that. You got to move to what's more logical at that point, right? Like, I'm not saying it's not possible, but if he really went through all that, killed her somewhere else, drove the car, put it in the water, that means his whole plan was to make it look like he went in the water and she accidentally drifted down the stream. Therefore, when questioned, that would be the only thing that would cross his mind. Instead, he was like struggling, trying to come up with something. Yeah, hey, I dropped her off earlier. Oh, wait a minute, because he's killed her and he drowned her in the water. So his first one was, she's not even in the water, she's over here at some place, And then the second story is, well, okay, you're going to find, you know, she's in the water because you found a jack. Okay, that's right. I didn't drop her off at Casey's. She was in the car, and then I put her on the roof. See? There you go. So we'll see. It's definitely, you know, I'm not saying it's not possible. Maybe somebody that does meth would just absolutely forget his story and threw out the wrong one. But as it stands right now, he came up with a completely different story, and if it was planned, you'd think that would be the only thing that would have even crossed his mind. Now, I'm not giving credit to anybody, A-Team. I'm just telling you the truth, okay? I'm telling you what the information is in the story. I have a feeling they're going to find her in the river downstream at some point. He probably has no idea. You guys are nuts. You guys are freaking crazy. Yeah, he has no idea what happened to her. Oh yeah, he has no idea. He just drove into a look at this. It's way down here. He knew where he was going. He'd been there before. He knew exactly what was going on. He probably doesn't know exactly where she is now because she went in the water and drifted down the stream. Now it goes on. It goes for miles and miles and miles. Look, it's still going down here. It's way down in this area. That's East Fork of the White River, still going. I mean, you know, still the White River right over here. I mean, we did that case earlier in the year where the girl's body went over 90 miles. I don't want to do a pull it because I don't want to see how many people want to buy absolute nonsensical garbage just for the fact of believing it. Now, I'm not saying it's not possible, okay? I'm just trying to come up with... The police are concerned that he's told two stories. And then the story that he tells, if you believe that it was that he killed her somewhere else and then went into the river to sell a story that she fell into the water as a ruse off the roof of or was dragged off the roof, then why would he have told the first story? Yeah. Poor T? Who's T? Who's T, Sandra? It's a really long river, though, I'll tell you that. I'm not really talking shit. I'm just trying to tell people that, like, he told two stories. The first one, when he got busted, he wanted to make it seem like she was still alive somewhere. And he doesn't know where she was. But then he realized, oh, wait, man, she'd probably be found in the river. Okay, yeah. She was on the top of my car and then got washed off. He could have killed... What does that mean? He killed her, period. It's possible he could have killed her. What are you saying? That doesn't even make any sense. He killed her, period. It's possible he could have killed her. Well, which one are you going with then? Yeah. Yeah. And I'm not saying it's not possible, right? But it's less likely at this point that he killed her elsewhere. Okay? I'm going to say 80-20. It's 80% that he killed her in the water. I wouldn't even say that. 90-10. There's maybe a 10% chance that he killed her somewhere else. And that He planned a whole ruse by putting himself in the water, knowing that he would somehow survive the... But you know he did it intentionally now because he lied first. I know, I just said that, 18. I just said that exact sentence that you just typed in. Possibly he threw her in the water, got the truck to go in the water. Well, he was in the car. I think he was in the car with her. I think it's possible he might have been able to... Maybe he wanted to kill himself and her, and maybe to get back at somebody at the same time. I don't know. Because it's odd that, you know, he was sitting in a car that's almost completely submerged in the water. Okay, here it is. Bartholomew County Sheriff deputies are searching for 2-year-old Emma Sweet. This is the original story. At about 6 a.m., deputies were sent to the 1700 block of Blessing Road. The submerged truck, and it was a Ford F-150. The submerged truck had one occupant, Jeremy Sweet. That's him right there. Who was transported by EMS to the Columbus Regional Hospital, where he's being treated for exposure of hyperthermia. During the course of the investigation, it was learned that he had his 2-year-old daughter with him, and the two were reported missing on Thanksgiving Day. Jeremy Sweet is currently out on bond on a charge of unlawful possession of a firearm by a serious violent felon, as well as possession of methamphetamine. He was among 6 people. Who is what they wanted to put there, who were arrested in May after a lengthy investigation that focused on narcotics dealing in Columbus. Investigators said the arrests were a continuation of Operation Columbus Day, believed to be the largest drug trafficking investigation in Bartholomew County. Officers from the CPD SWAT team, which is comprised of officers from the Columbus Police Department and the Bartholomew County Sheriff's Department, executed a search warrant at his home in the 700 block of Fairview Drive. So let me go to that. Do I have that house? I don't have that one. Interesting. So he must have just moved in this area. So somewhere around in here. The home that he and his wife had more recently was way over here. However, Jeremy at one time lived right here, which is a straight shot down Betty Lane, and then, you know, you have to veer to the right, and then you go on somebody's private property and drive down this way, and then the car's right there. So when he lived in this house, he must have been very, very familiar, as well as even here. But this one was just like a straight shot right down to it. In 2000, let's see, I've got a lot of this stuff in here. Hold on. So I'm going to open up this one. This is the update here. Authorities released new information Saturday, so I guess that was yesterday, in the search for a 2-year-old who was reported missing.
And new, a grim development tonight in the search for a 2-year-old Indiana girl. Police say they found a coat they believe belongs to Emma Sweet in the White River near Columbus, Indiana. That's just downstream from where her father's submerged truck was found yesterday morning. Jeremy Sweet.
He's got a lot of kids, actually. He's got a bunch.
Still in the truck and was taken to the hospital for hypothermia and exposure. Police say he's given different stories about what happened to his daughter. Agencies from across the area are working with fire departments, divers, and volunteers to search the river and nearby areas. Bartholomew County Sheriff Matt Myers says they have a common goal: to find Emma and bring her back to her family.
Let's see. The Bartholomew County Sheriff's Office has continued the search for 2-year-old Emma Sweet on November 27th. That's today. At approximately 10:30, Indiana State Police and DNR divers, along with 31 Reck, recovered the vehicle belonging to. So they got him out yesterday, or when they found him. When the vehicle was recovered, it was confirmed that Emma was not in the vehicle or underneath it. At this time, we are conducting both a ground and river search. We have no further updates at this time, but we will update the public when we have more information. Okay. Then I actually found on newspapers.com a couple different things here. So it's State of Indiana, the Circuit Court under its juvenile jurisdiction county of Bartholomew, Columbus, Indiana. Children alleged to be children in need of services, Bentley Sweet, Elijah Sweet, and Lindsay Sweet, mother, and then Jeremy Sweet, father. So Lindsay is the mother, Jeremy is the father. Summons for service by publication. And then down here it says, Jeremy Sweet is hereby given to Jeremy Sweet, whose whereabouts, notice is given to Jeremy Sweet, whose whereabouts are unknown, and who is the father of Bentley Sweet and Elijah Sweet, that the Indiana Department of Child Services has filed its verified petition alleging the children to be in need of services in accordance with Indiana Code. The adjudication hearing at which Jeremy Sweet must appear is scheduled for July 11, 2013 at the Bartholomew County Courthouse, Juvenile Court 234 Washington Street. At said hearing, the court will consider the petition and evidence thereon and will render its decision as to whether above-named minor children are children in need of services and shall enter adjudication accordingly. Your failure to appear at after lawful notice will be deemed as your default and waiver to be present at said hearing. Upon entry of said adjudication, a dispositional hearing will be held in which the court will consider alternatives for care, treatment, blah, 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 blah. So you can tell he's having issues with his, and it's crazy all this stuff's in the paper though, right? Probably neglect, right? Like they can't even find the guy. And he's got 2 or 3 kids back then. And you sort of wonder if he had this kid later and he's like, oh man, I don't want to have another one. You know, it's 2 years old, it's costing me, you know. We see that happen, but I don't know. I don't know what the situation. Either way, it seems like he intentionally did this. So you got, that was 2013. Huh? What are you guys talking about? Man, unbelievable. So there he is right there. That's the same guy. He was also in the paper. Deputies arrest couple after discovering meth lab. Police arrested a Columbus husband and wife on charges. This is after that court hearing, like 2 years later, right? So, related to manufacturing of methamphetamine. Bartholomew County Sheriff Detectives Will Kinman and Jason Williams were assisting another agency with welfare check about 11:32 p.m., probably the CPS, Thursday, when they observed items consistent with making methamphetamine located in the residence. The Bartholomew County Joint Anti-Drug Task Force notified and a search warrant was obtained. The Joint Narcotics Team found numerous items consistent with the manufacturing of methamphetamine and several firearms, methamphetamine, marijuana, and syringes. Well, there you go. They found a syringe in his pocket, right? Jeremy Jeremy W. Sweet, 33. That's that address that I showed you, where they lived way out here. So, hold on. Where is that shit? That's this one right here. So they lived here when they were cooking meth, right there. And there's no street view there, so that's the house. I wonder what date that is. That's interesting. And when was this article? This is, hold on. This is October 3rd, 2015. And this shot right here is May 2013. And that's September 2016. So they're probably right there cooking meth on this satellite image. They were arrested on charges of operating an illegal drug lab and possession of 2 or more chemical reagents with firearms. He remains in the Bartholomew County Jail in lieu of $15,000 bond. His wife, Lindsay Sweet, 31, of the same address, was arrested on a charge of maintaining a common nuisance and was released on $7,500 bond. The Bartholomew County Joint Narcotics Team combines the Bartholomew County Sheriff's Department, the Columbus Police Department, and the Bartholomew County Prosecutor's Office into one unit to pursue drug dealers. Captain Dave Steinkonig, it's probably Steinkonig or something, Deputy Justin Arnholt, Deputy Brent Werman, and Deputy John Lanning assisted with the investigation. So this guy is he's a pile of shit. That's all he is. It's a horrible person just in general, and now he has likely, it almost seems impossible that he didn't intentionally. What 2-year-old, hey, let's go for a ride, let's go for a off-roading deal. A 2-year-old's never going to be, they don't even know what the hell's going on at that point. And it's dangerous, too, so it's not like that's what he was doing. It seems like he came down here to, it's interesting, too, because they have the cars facing that way. I wonder if he came in like this. Maybe he drove like that and went in. I don't know. Why would he do that, though? Seemed like he would have went like this and would have been facing that way. Because the water is actually running this direction. But if he came on this one and drove off like this and into the water, then he would be facing the correct way. So it's still possible that it's this spot, not this one, but they're almost identical. Well, that's all I got for you guys. We can do like my, if we do my Apple thing, we can come back and do some newspapers.com. But we're just really slowed down so much on this channel. It's yeah, he's a pile of shit. I'm gonna have to go get an Apple myself. Yeah, but we're only gonna do it if we get up to the goal. So right now we're at 179, which is $80 less than a normal night. And if we get up to 250, we'll do newspapers.com. If we don't get to 250, we're not doing newspapers.com. All right, because we got to get to the. Last night was way below, and the night before that was even way further, and it just is what it is. Let's see. Here we go. We're gonna do the Apple. See if it works. Okay, now, oops, that's not it. There you go. So somebody has to take the stem off of it. Yep, I'm gonna interview the sheriff in the Angela Freeman case on Monday. Yeah, hopefully he'll be available. I'll call him on his cell phone first, and then I'll switch over to call him again on Skype. That's all right. Holiday season. Thank you, Emily Flotilla. Oh, look at that. We got the stem. Then by Emily. Sandra got the bite. And then Sarita with another bite. Lori Fisher, you're too late for the stem, but you got another bite there. And then JSD right there. And then Shelly Pink coming up. Look at the dogs, they're just out cold. And then Linda Howell. Lee D. Oh, here we go. Look at that. Wow, you guys are like lightning. Eugenie. And then TGJO Tracy at the end. Boom. And that's all you guys get? Is this... Come on, you guys. That's just perfect. Look at that. Hey, we got up to the goal just right then. Thanks, everybody. Wow, look how lazy. Look at these lazy bums. Hold on, let me get some motion going here.
Come on, go get it, go get it. Bring it here, Blue. Come on, Blue. Bring it here. Get it.
Oh, he went straight over to get something to eat.
Come on, get it, get it, get it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. They're pretty lazy. You see that? They look pretty lazy. Oh, wait. What's Chloe doing? She's sitting on it. He's sitting right there, Chloe. Come on, up. There you go. Oh, boy. Yeah, maybe they'll get back up on there later. I don't know. Awesome. Yeah. So I think we should all watch the disappeared episode and see what they said. No? Maybe the husband has something to do with it. I don't know, but I don't like to immediately, in a case that's so, we don't have any information hardly at all, to say, oh yeah, it was definitely the husband. I mean, we don't have a clue in that one. But I'm sure on that episode of Disappeared, there'll be all kinds of stuff. So the episode of Disappeared on the Tina McQuaig. It's in the title of the video. So definitely have to check that one out. Oh yeah. Look at Blue cleaning his little paw there. Oh, come on. Yep. All right. Okay, let's do a newspapers.com. We've got another. How long have we been doing this? At least a half hour. Depends on how interesting it is. All right. So you guys throw out a search term, but super chats on the search term get priority. You get what I'm saying? Like if you send in any amount, $1, $2, and you want it to be searched, I'll search it on a super chat. All right, go ahead. What do you want to find? And by the way, I found one of the cases with the bus that we were talking about last night, but it's not the one that I'm remembering. There's so many different cases where there's like a abduction around a school bus. No. How about you'd have to say killed with a, or by, let's see, with a pitchfork, right? And I'm not even going to put a date or anything. It's just a dead search. Does it even exist? Here we go. Nor should we lose sight of the baby sea serpent killed with a pitchfork. Okay, that's, yeah. That doesn't count. That's a story that killed a thief shot. Okay, here we go. This is 1896 right here. Two firemen killed at Washington and others injured. This is in Kansas. No, this is, I guess, in the, maybe the state of Washington, I guess? I don't know. Or unless there's a Washington, Kansas. May 19th, the same day that Mount St. Helens erupted, but, no, that was May 18th, actually. May 18th, 1980. This is May 19th. Okay. A conflagration which resulted in the loss of almost 250,000. No, it's right here that I was going to. A bont lost by mysterious Billy Smith on fouls, a thief shot, strike met by a lockout, killed with a pitchfork. I don't even know what that is. Okay. Situate shark killed with a pitchfork. A 13-foot, 17-foot, 700-pound shark rammed several times by a 29-foot powerboat was killed with a pitchfork yesterday by Barney Dwyer. Okay. Oh, you guys can't see. Well, why do you need to see it? I'm just reading it. Don't you want to look at the dogs? I was going to say that almost all pitchfork murders, if there were any, Vice President Roosevelt must have overlooked the mountain lion that a Colorado ranchman killed with a pitchfork the other day. Or perhaps a beast that could be killed with a pitchfork. 1901. Okay, I'm done with that one. Anything else? And I'm not looking up cases for you guys. It's keyword searching. Todd Mullins, Jesus. Just type in a, like a search phrase that would likely be in the paper that might find something unusual. Now, Kit Kat's always pretty good at picking something that, just random phrase that actually led to interesting things. No, not doing that one. That's too specific. That means you're looking for a specific case. Yeah, body in the trunks, there's too many of those. Yeah. There's a billion cases like that. Okay, we can try that one. Human bones in fireplace. TTJO Tracy tried to sneak one in. Like, I was just randomly typing in missing from Sun Peaks ski resort. Just some random. Nice try, though. Nice try. Legs gone off, huh? Whilst in New Zealand, we did not hear of any recent acts of cannibalism, but Mr. Stokes found burnt human bones strewn around a fireplace on a small island near the anchorage. Right, well, just send me a link on something like that. That's not what I'm doing here. Just send me a link when you have a case. This is just a random. Maybe we can find a case that none of us have ever heard about. Well, submerged in ice doesn't necessarily have to be nefarious, right? Man, you guys. Okay, I'll try that one. Body found in walls. This is 1915. West Point case is double murder, body of woman in cellar. West Point, Nebraska, April 23rd, in a search of the ruins of the Herman, charred remains of Mrs. Ruck's body was found under a mass of debris in the cellar. The position of the body indicated that it might have fallen through from the bedroom on the second floor. The discovery convinced the local officers that the Ruck home had been visited by robbers who set fire to the house in order to conceal evidence of the crime. It is certain that Mr. Ruck was murdered following a fierce struggle. There is some doubt as to whether Mrs. Ruck was killed by the robbers or whether she was trapped by the fire. In the early stages of the gruesome discovery, some were inclined to advance the theory that Ruck had killed his wife and then committed suicide but all of the evidence is against this conclusion. Those who first gained access to the house and removed Ruck's dead body found the walls, floors, and furniture. There you go. See, it doesn't even work. Yeah. What do you mean by what case are you talking about, TTGO Tracy? What does that have to do with what we're talking about? Who just found an 800-year-old mummy? Yeah, well, I don't know what case she's talking about, Dreaming Girl, but you got to send it to me. I'm not going to just randomly type it in you know, just some sort of a fun moment. You know, I like to, if I'm looking up a cold case, I want to take it seriously. Oh. Well, where was the mummy found? Well, then sure. Yeah, I'm sure it's real. Why wouldn't they have found one? I mean, why would they lie about finding a mummy? You know? No. Man, you guys just think of something more like the condition of a body. That's how you can find unusual cases, right? No, not doing that one. Just say something like if you send in a super chat, I'll type in any one that you say, even if it's ludicrous. But if you're just going to be typing them in there just to be goofy, then it probably won't work. No, not doing that one. Buried on... those are a million cases where people got hit with a tire iron. Bones found when renovating. Yeah, we got a million of those. Ransom letter. Yeah, find one that it's going to be pretty rare, really rare, but it might have happened. Yeah, because there's so many acid barrels. Let's see. Victims buried in property. Let's see. Death by... ah, jeez. Now I have to do it. I guess it was a super chat. Here we go. Okay. Yeah. JSD got me there. He was found buried in a vat of acid. Yeah, I'm sure those are out there. Now about the world leader who... Now about those world leaders who died having sex. There were at least 3. Attila the Hun, French President Felix something or other in 1841, and Pope Leo. Whoa, what's the Pope doing? The Pope, you say? Undoubtedly, there have been others, but it's not the kind of traumatic experience that the partners discuss over bridge or at cocktail parties. Let's see. We're told of men who have died of... Oh. Okay, well, you got yours, and it led to the Pope. Wow. Well, no, I can't, TJ Hart. I want to leave it there, and the reason I'm leaving it there now is because you said that. Yeah, the foot washed ashore is going to be a million of those. We've covered those, but we'll put it in. Here we go. Foot washed ashore. See, man's foot washed ashore. There's like a jillion of them, and it turns out that a lot of the time there are people that fell into the water, and even in the Hart case it was like that, where they unfortunately, the kid's foot would float to the shore with their foot in it inside the shoe. Death by a banjo. See, here we go. Yeah, this is exactly... it was in Vancouver. This is exactly what I'm talking about here. One of the 5 feet that have mysteriously washed up on the shores of British Columbia over the past year have been linked to a depressed man who went missing a year ago, police said. So he probably jumped in, his body decomposed, but the bones were still inside the shoe and protected, and then once the rest of the body sort of broke off, for lack of a better term. The shoes floated ashore. A team of investigators has been working on the bizarre case since the first foot washed up. I'll get that one in a second, Lee D. Yeah, I'm going to leave your picture up on the screen for the rest of the show, though. I'll get rid of it. Did not comment on the reports that a U.S. coroner in Washington State, San Juan Islands, had found a footless body 5 months before the first foot washed ashore in British Columbia. All right. Hey, thanks, Brandy Bradford, Emily Flotilla, and Lee D. Yeah, so there's a lot of cases. There's a billion cases. What I like to try to do is try to find the one, something. Yeah, they fell in the water. Sometimes they tossed in, sometimes they fell in, but you never really know, because that's what happens. So once they, if they have a gunshot to the head, there's a case that we talked about that was really kind of crazy a while back. It was one of the ones that we were maybe going to fund, but we didn't. It was the Altoona John Doe. That was a weird one, because in that case, they found a body floating in the water, and there was weights wrapped around, fastened to the body somehow. But the person that was dead had fins on. And apparently they, I think they were shot in the head. But let me ask you, why would a killer put fins on the person they killed? To me, it almost seems like a suicide, where the person jumped in the water, using the fins, kept afloat as best they could, and then shot themselves in the head, and then floated to the bottom of the, whatever, and then they floated around. They can't find the gun because they don't know where the person actually went in at. That's my thought on that one. Okay. So, let's see. Is there any, let me see if I can find a different one. I'll get to all of yours here in a second. But so we've got Lee D, Death by Banjo, but I gotta see if I can find a different one for Nick up here. So that was 2008. Maybe this one. Let's see. Rare creature deserves long look. Yeah, 18 foot. Oh, that's something different. That's talking about foot. 18 foot. 20 foot. Oh, okay, now it's going to be like that. How about human foot washed ashore? Okay.
Scared to death?
1930. Okay, I do have these over on another screen, so I can see them quicker even if they go off the chat. So this is 1930. A human foot washed ashore upon the beach of Lake Michigan near the Gary Tube Mill plant in Gary this week, giving police a new mystery to solve. Is no near solution. The foot, severed by a clean blow at the ankle, is believed to be that of a woman, so that sounds pretty nefarious. It was badly decomposed from being in the water for many months. Another foot of a woman similar in description was found washed ashore on the beach at Miller over a year ago. Weird. Well, there you go. There you go, Nick. That one has some potential there. 1930. Let me just check out that other one. 1969. That was right here. Human organs floating ashore along beaches. This is in Clearwater, Florida. For the last couple of days, unusual items have been washing up along the Gulf beaches. Unconfirmed reports say that what appears to be a human foot washed ashore on Indian Rocks Beach. What looks like intestines were found
floating in toilet.
And what appears to be lung, liver, and stomach washed up on the beach near Sarasota. Wow. Sounds like somebody was completely changed.
Body found in whiskey barrel.
Taken
Dismembered
apart.
optional.
Law enforcement officials have declined to comment on these items pending an examination. I'll have to take that one, put that one aside. We'll see if I can figure out any sort of a resolution on that one. That's pretty weird. That's a weird one there, because this one has all kinds of like internal organs too. I wonder if that was shark related though. Yeah, no. Okay, let me go up now. I've got to go up to. So Lee D said death by banjo. Some people would just die listening to one of those things. Okay. What do you mean, Gray? That's something different. Okay. How about killed with a banjo? Okay, that seems like a phrase that might be in there somewhere. Okay. This one is 1880. I did see it right down here. About 12:30 o'clock this morning at number 300 West 5th Street, Condon, a variety performance at one of the concert saloons quarreled with a girl named Len Perry and struck her in the face with a banjo. The brass rim crushed her skull and she died in half an hour. There you go, Lady. You had one that actually existed, although we had to go back to 1880 to find it. That's crazy. How in the hell? That's another 1880 one right there. That's insane that actually existed. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking for. Something that's really... Alright, so we got that one. And then the next one, thanks Brandy. And then death by accordion. So now we've got killed with an accordion. Alright. Good job, Lee D. Can you believe that? There was actually one out there. Killed. For they were not killed by accordion collapse. Oh, that's something different. Did I spell that right? Accordion? It's got an underline. How do you spell accordion? Is it with a CH? How do you spell? Is it really ACC or? It didn't. It had an underline underneath the way you spelled it. I've never typed in accordion because I've never needed to use it for anything. Okay, accordion. All right. I think she had I-A-N. Okay, that was the problem. So you might actually have one here. Let's see. Now the only thing that shows up for that is, hey, God, look at you guys. Accordion, 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 accordion. All right, everybody, hit that like button really quick. Here we go. Hit that like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. 20, 25, 30, 25, 45,
20.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's like once you see somebody else type it in, that's it. Okay? So right here it says accordion's making a comeback. The Beatles killed the accordion. Okay, that's it. So it did show up somewhere, but didn't find any like deaths right off the get-go from it. It really talks about how the accordion has lost favor with people. You knew Zozo would be the last one to type it in. That's part of the joke, you know. As soon as I play the auctioneer sound, after you guys all repeat the same thing over and over again, I know that within 30 seconds, Zozo's going to type in that same word, okay? It's almost like it's just absolutely predictable. What are you talking about, Brittany? All right, let me go. So I got another one. The next one was scared to death. So maybe literally scared to death? Because scared to death would show up in a million articles. Oh, she was scared to death when her... Okay, somebody actually said right here, a man in Colorado says he thinks I should work over people who misuse the word literally. As in, I was literally scared to death. Or, yeah, I am so hungry I would literally eat a horse. Yeah, right, exactly. Because, literally scared to death? That would mean you actually were, right? Literally means really or actually. So, if you are literally scared to death, you don't live to tell about it. The word that should have been used in the above... oh, man, this guy was probably arguing with their friend over the meaning of this, and then wrote a letter to the editor. Then they put the damn letter in there, and then, yeah. Oh, you can just picture that. This is awesome right here. Listen to this. A man in Colorado says he thinks I should work over people, like beat them up, who misuse the word literally. As in, I was literally scared to death. Or, I'm so hungry, I could literally eat a horse. Or, I literally... something a brick. I literally, whatever. Anyway, probably the F word there. I literally effed a brick. Literally means really or actually. So if you are literally scared to death, you don't live to tell about it. The word that should have been used in the above examples is figuratively. So you know this was their argument they had at a bar. Figuratively means not literally or metaphorically or based on or making use of figures of speech. If you figuratively are scared to death, you are scared but you live to tell about it. I literally get upset when I see the word misused. I figuratively chop off the fingers of reporters who misuse the words. Got it? Ah, what an idiot. This guy's like... Hey, did you ever think that when people say literally in those situations, they're being facetious or it's dry humor? Oh my God, I literally bit my fingers off. It was so cold. Well, of course, they don't mean they really did it. They're being sarcastic, you idiot. Okay, you know, they should have responded here. Look up the word sarcasm. All right. I'll put a woman was scared to death, because a guy could never be scared to death, right? Oh, did you hear what Grace said? What a misogynist. All right, here we go. I'll type it in for men too, okay? There we go. So I'm looking for one for, this is for JSD. A woman scared to death. There we go. Look at that. Boiler explosion in an iron, injured 6 men who weren't scared to death. and does considerable damage to the building. Let's see, it's caused great excitement. One woman is dead, and one of the miners is on the look up for critical condition. I write down, it said, Mrs. William Smith, who lived just across the street, was literally scared to death. Oh my God, they use the word literally. That guy should call him up and bitch. Oh wait, this is an 1895 article. Did you see that? They said literally, but in this case, it was used correctly, he would say. Because they literally, so he wouldn't be bitching. He would be calling these people up and saying, you are awesome. You used the word literally correctly. Look at that. Literally scared to death. She saw Phillips being pounded over the head with a club, and without a word, she fell over dead. Leaders of the rioters have been arrested. Okay? Boom. You got it. JSD got one. Now I'm going to switch it up to man here. And by the way, isn't the word woman sexist by itself? Because the word man is in woman. So it should just be wom, 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 wom. You know, you never really end it. You just go wom. But then the M is still signifying. Okay, so we get in a hard place there. And look at that. I'll do a man was scared to death. And watch, you can't find one, man. Nope, there might be one right there. Let's see. It says right here, I don't think I've ever knew a case where a man was scared to death. That is awesome. Look at that one. That said what I just said. I don't think I've ever knew, this is 1895. Oh man, that's hilarious. And they keep repeating that one over and over again. It's like it must have been on a pair of pilots are unreal. Conspiracy of terror. This is about a show on television, so forget it. All right, I'm going to move on to the next one. Scared to death, and someone else said died of laughter. Actually died from laughter. I literally died laughing the other night. It was, wait a minute, but how come you're still here talking? That isn't a pet peeve that I have, but I can sort of see having that pet peeve. God, look at the way that 1849. Let me ask you this: who in the hell had time to read this? You know, this is a 12-page paper with size 4 font. That could you imagine? Hey, let me read the Sunday paper. I'll see you in a week. As a matter of fact, I'll spend the whole week reading the paper, and then we'll just read the next one, and I won't work during the week. Look at this thing. I mean, who has time to read garbage like this, though? Half this stuff is numbers. You are a WOM, Jessica. But not even that, you're a woe, right? Because the M is implying a man, right? So you just need to stop with woe. Hey, whoa, how's it going? And then you'll say, wait, why are you saying whoa? Because if you put an H in the front, you're saying another word. It's so you can never win with anybody. It's just, okay, you're a wah. It's crazy. Unbelievable. Anyways, this would take me a full day to read this garbage right here. This is, 10-year ending. Wow, I mean. Okay, we got that one. I don't think there's going to be any which died from laughter. I don't see anything that pops out, so. How about laughed to death? Except you have to put actually in front, because if you don't, then it's like people do that laughing to death all the time. Okay, this is 1888, so this is possible. Apparently back in the 1800s, people die from weird shit. The headquarters transferred, the matter was actually laughed to death. Okay, hold on. A little merry ripple of humor was caused by some Kiowa orators presenting the claims of that town as the headquarters of... Hold on, let me get you the... See that? Look at that. She just bugs the hell out of him. He was just sitting there, but he's having fun. But look at her. She's just biting his arms. Now let me get to the end of this. Just a second. Boom. There you go. Oh, yeah. I'll get back to these other ones in a second. See how she just never lets him be? Biting his arm, biting his arm, biting his arm. Oh, look at that, huh? Oh my God, it's just, it's fun. It's fun to watch because it's weird. It's like, okay, good. Oh, she took, that's all you were about, getting his spot. Chloe. 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 Blue probably went into his crate to get away from that. The hell demon, we call her. Alright. Association, but when the proposition was made to have the headquarters transferred, the matter was actually laughed to death. Okay, that's it. I give it a shot. Alright, and then plumber's head found floating in toilet. Okay, I like that one. See, that's a good one there by Candalee Woodward Stone, because that would be like a one-off story, but it is possible. You know, and then we'll do a variation of it. We'll just say a man's head found in a toilet. Okay, here we go. See again, back in 1858. Yeah. Okay, so now we'll just get rid of that part because it doesn't look like plumber. I think if you said head found floating in the toilet, there you go. No, that's something different. Critic tries to torpedo floating toilet. Okay, that's not the one. How about get rid of that and just say head found in toilet. Okay, I'm trying to make this work for you. Candalee. Okay, there we go. Now, this is 1997. And what do we got here? Pavement then crashed through my windshield, 60 miles an hour, almost decapitating me, almost resulting in one of the most embarrassing obituaries in history. Headline, reporter, head found in toilet seat. For example, if you asked me about the summer of 1980, I would draw a blank. But if you asked me about the summer in which the toilet seat flew through my windshield, almost beheading me, I would instantly recall the harrowing day when a heavy wooden toilet seat flew off a passing dump truck, bounced once on the pavement, and then crashed through my windshield at 60 miles an hour, almost decapitating me and almost resulting in one of the most embarrassing obituaries in history. The headline would have read, "Reporter's head found in toilet seat." I literally laughed at that one. That would have been Well, it wouldn't have been funny, but. That's not a good story there. Police say they have a video surveillance footage of the mother who abandoned her newborn baby in Walmart toilet this week, apparently just moments I don't know. That's a different story there. The baby was found face down Monday in a washroom toilet. Chase Fraser, manager of the Prince Albert Task Walmart, was the first to pick the child up Monday afternoon after customer alerted staff. I couldn't see his face, but he was head down, he said. He was barely moving when I picked him up. There was blood everywhere, so the girl gave birth to the child in the toilet and just left it there. Some people out there are just freaking monsters. Let me ask you something, Brandy. Did you go to newspapers.com, cut that line out, and then put it in there? Because that's way too specific there. Police are still searching for the mother. The 7-pound boy was reported in serious but stable condition. Fraser said the store is accepting donations for the boy. That sucks.
Died of a heart attack between scenes of the live television play.
Thank you, Brandy C. Okay, now we're on to Susanna McGillapadrick. Body found in whiskey barrel. Okay, here we go. Body found in whiskey barrel. Yeah, looks like there's a couple of them. Outlaw's body found in whiskey barrel, 1950. Let's see. The mortal remains of Big Nose George, noted brawling outlaw of the 80s, so that means the 80s? Wow. Were uncovered yesterday in a whiskey barrel. The discovery was made by workmen who were digging an excavation for a new store building in West Cedar Street in downtown Rollins. The barrel contained a number of bones, including a skull with the top sawed off. Eesh. A Rollins pioneer recalled that Dr. Lillian Heath, wife of Lou Nelson of Rollins, owned the top of the nose top of the something which was given to her by Dr. Osborne, who dismembered the body in 1881. Nelson brought the skull, spleen, and county. Let's see. I don't even know what the hell's going on. It sounds like they found an outlaw's body in a barrel that he was killed 70 years prior. Weird. This is 1907. Baby's body found in whiskey barrel. Ew. Cleveland, let's see, Alex Honing, 3 years old. The child of something in the city was found dead yesterday in a barrel in the something of his home. I don't know. He'd been missing since Monday. The police now working on the theory that he was kidnapped. The body of the little fellow bore evidence that a murder had been committed. The neck was discolored in such a way as to indicate that the discolored portion or discoloration had been made by a rope, and the side of the neck was caved in with a stone. This is 1907, everybody. So, I mean, we've had barbarians for a long time. The skin on the breast was all torn loose and there was a long black marking on one leg. The body was found in the bottom of a whiskey barrel in the something of a grocery store 2 doors from Honing Grocery. The little fellow was playing in front of his father's store Monday. The indications, I can't really read it, so cut off. But anyways, wow, it's a nightmare. Well, there you go, Susanna MacGilla Podrig, you had a crazy one. All right, now somebody, Bree Z said, death by carrot juice. All right, that's pretty specific. Died, let's do it like this. Died from drinking carrot juice. Must be mentioned. One complainant of inveterate carrot juice drinker was incensed because the Philadelphia Inquirer ran a story reported that a man had died from drinking too much carrot juice. Then too, the public often failed to understand that the council was concerned. Okay. Oh, with this one. Advise caution when people calling themselves nutritionists recommend too much of a single food. For instance, people have died from drinking too much carrot juice. It would be almost impossible to refute point for point all the claims made if you take in anything huge quantities. Yeah. It's not that difficult to eat and lose weight. Right, as long as you eat lower calories. That's what it all comes down to. Like if you actually want to lose weight, you actually count the calories you're eating, and then based on your height and weight, how much calories do you burn just being alive as a human being without even exercising? And then you take in less calories than that, you'll lose weight. And then if you exercise on top of that, then it makes it even quicker. That's actually the reality of it. It's impossible to not lose weight if you take in less calories than you burn on a daily basis. That's not true, Gray. I've tried. Well, you know, when you wrote down those 6 chicken wings you ate, you forgot to mention they're each 200 calories. That's 1,200. And you're almost at your max for the day. Well, I mean, they were small wings. They had to... Yeah. So I'm going to go back on the... You know, now that I can walk again... Yeah, I don't know if there's any real stories of somebody dying from drinking carrot juice. Yeah, Zozo pretends that she's being serious, but types in the most sickest things you've ever seen in your life. Yeah. All right, so let me... what's the next one? Death by carrot juice, and then the next one was died of a heart attack between scenes of a... Doesn't that seem like somebody like Brandy actually went on newspaper.com and typed that in? Like, there's no way that would just be... and she found it and thought, ooh. All right. Because if that exact sentence is in there, we'll know that happened. Here we go. James Frank Summers, 52, died of a heart attack late Thursday after a month illness. No, that's not it. That's 1954. Okay, maybe she didn't do that. Then. Let me word it better then. So how about died during... let's see. Died during... Is it intermission? A Dillon physician, Dr. Thomas C. Hart Hankins, died during intermission at a Dillon High School game Tuesday night of a heart attack. There you go. We found one. Pretty close, right? (1969). Cooley 59, a 3-day pass from prison where he was serving a life term for 1961 murder of his wife. So you got a 3-day pass. See how stupid that was back then? That you could get out. You know, like that idiot. Remember the girl, the girl that was killed? This black man killed a black girl, like beat her to death or something, after she was at the laundromat. And then he was in prison, but the guards liked him, so they let him out and he escaped. It was ridiculous. Cooley 59, on a 3-day pass from prison where he was serving a life term for the 1961 murder of his wife, collapsed and died during intermission at a benefit performance. See, this guy's got a life freaking sentence, and he's at a benefit performance. What are you doing? How come he's at the benefit performance? He killed his wife, for God's sakes. And he killed his wife 8 years prior to that, and he's already has a 3-day furlough to go out. I mean, it just, oh God, that sucks. Does that make any sense to anybody? God. Ugh. He probably got a lot of 3-day passes. He probably thought, shit, this is great. I got free rent. I don't even have to... let's see. He died during intermission the following day, or it may have been... Yeah. They're all like the same years, 65, 68. All right, I'm going to move on to the next one. Death by icicle. That always seems like something just they have in a movie. Like, ooh, wouldn't that be great? But I would think the force, a lot of times, that you would need to stab somebody with an icicle would break it most of the time. But I'm sure if you did it to the neck and it was really sharp, it's a little softer right there, maybe something like that. And I'm sure if they fell, like this huge thing here fell on you, sure, that would obviously do something. An icicle like the one these hanging at the entrance of a national lime and stone quarry tunnel tore Thomas J. Barber, 60, of 130th and a half east north from the cab of his quarry locomotive Friday afternoon. The 60-year-old man drowned in a water-filled drainage ditch at the edge of the rails. I think it's better if you say murdered with an ice. Is it how do you spell it? Icicle. Hope that's spelled right. No, that's what Ralphie told his mom, but he didn't almost. That never happened. That was a great move by Ralphie, by the way. Totally, because you'll shoot your eye out, you know, and he almost did, and he probably would have had to forego using that new BB gun. But instead, he came up with a nice little fib. That's one of the greatest shows ever, man. A Christmas Story. I watch it like 9 times every Christmas. It's just playing constantly on a loop in the background, usually on TNT. Yeah, they're sharp, but they break, you know. Yeah, it's a show though, right? Like it's a, you know, not, I haven't heard of a case actually having a death by an icicle. Let's see though. Who knows? Maybe one will show up somewhere. Wow, what happened over here? Requiem Mass for Charles T. Horgan, dispatcher who died of a heart attack while hiking with his 2 daughters, will be offered at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Okay, so the daughters lived. He told his daughter to wrap a white cloth around a stick and attempt to flag a train on the tracks. 1966. The girls flagged down a Western Maryland freight train which radioed to its office in Cumberland. Alright. Alright, let's see. Let's read this. Is this a show or... The case of the broken heater. Alright, is this a real thing or is this a joke? Alf Masters pleaded self-defense and was acquitted in the killing of his cabin mate, Jeff Archer. Tell me the facts, said Dr. Halligan. Alf and Jeff shared a cabin by the ocean, began the sheriff. The week of the killing, the temperature had steadied to 25 or 26 degrees Fahrenheit. But at noon on the day of the killing, it suddenly warmed to 33 degrees. Alf came to see me shortly before noon and said he had just killed Jeff. At the cabin, I noticed the icicles hanging from the roof and had begun to melt. The cabin door was open. I noted that the thermometers inside and outside registered 33 degrees. Jeff was lying on the floor, a hatchet by the right hand. He had been stabbed in the heart, except for the water mingled with blood that ran from the wound to a pool on the floor. There was no indication of a murder weapon. Alf said they had argued about fixing the broken heater, and Jeff, picking up the hatchet, had chased him chased him outside. Alf knocked off a big icicle to defend himself. Jeff calmed down. He asked Alf back into the cabin, but then charged. Alf stabbed him with the icicle. Was no autopsy held? Inquired Halligan. Why, no. It was evident that Jeff had been stabbed with an icicle. He was? Said Halligan. But an autopsy will show the killing was premeditated. Huh. Well, maybe there's one right there. I don't know what this is. And I don't know why this is upside down right here. Ooh, it's secret code. You gotta... The fact that the... something on the floor were beginning to melt while the murderer... What the hell? Why would you make it upside down? Can I do this? Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Alright, there it is. The fact that the icicles on the roof were beginning to melt while the murder weapon was completely melted proved the latter had not come from the roof. As the autopsy revealed, Alf had, ahead of time, fashioned the icicle out of ocean salt water, which freezes at 27 degrees. except for the sudden warming in temperatures, he might have got away with it. Wow, so I guess he did use a... he made an icicle and stabbed somebody with it. Man, you guys aren't even typing anything. It's just going by so slow. It's amazing. Alright, you guys, so that is going to be it. We got through all the questions. Did I miss anybody's searches that send in super chats? I don't think so. I tried my best. And I think that's really all you can ask from a person. Can't believe this isn't a thing. Yeah, but the thing is ice breaks really easily. You know, like if you tried to just stab somebody through a jacket or something, I don't know if it would just... I don't know. I could see if you did it in the neck and you made it really sharp at the end and you punctured somebody. That's 1966. Why? All right. Well, I guess we're going to get some answers pretty soon in the Emma Sweet case. I'm going to go watch the show. What was the name of the show again on Discovery? IDTV, I mean. Tina McQuaig. I think it was called... I can't remember. I can find it though. Yeah, I've watched all the 3 episodes so far on Dexter. But anyways, thank you guys very much for showing up here tonight. Hey, thanks Mama 4 at the end there. So thank you Rita Schaefer, Mama She 13 for a cat eye donation. Cindy Leon, Mama She 13 again. Very kind. Kathy Friedenmaker, Alice Patak, Amy CHS, Amy CHS again, Emily Flotilla, Cassandra Morris, Lee D, Emily Flotilla, Sarita, Eugenie, Mary Glaviano,
Good night, Grey Mods and Freaks.
Candalee
Heart.
Woodward Stone, Zozo, Jiggy England, Mama She 13, Emily Flotilla, Dottie D, Kit Kat, Linda Howell, Jessica Schubach, Mama She 13, JSD, Emily Flotilla, Sandra Halford, Sarita, Lori Fisher, JSD, Shelley Pink, Linda Howell, Lee D, Eugenie, TTJO Tracy, Jessica Schubach, Maureen Co, JSD, Nick T. We actually found one that looked like a murder on the foot washed ashore. Lee D, Death by Banjo, we did find that. Randy Bradford, Emily Flotilla, JSD, Eugenie, Candalee Woodward Stone, Susanna Matt Gillipadrig, Breezy, Brandy C, Breezy again, Death by Icicle, and Mama 4, and good night, Gray Mods and Freaks. And thank you to all the mods out there. Thank you to all the channel members. And, you know, I'm not a perfect person, so sometimes I get grumpy or frustrated at certain lines of inquiries and so forth, but tomorrow's another day, and if you can't handle it, then it just is what it is. You probably won't be back. But if it's just like, hey, this is like a Thanksgiving dinner, you get in an argument with somebody, and then the next day everything's back to normal again. That's right, disappeared. Alright, so I hope you guys found that interesting. There was, you know, the first case almost had nothing on it, but that was Sophia Felicita Moreno. Sounds like maybe your husband had something to do with that. And then Tina McQuaig didn't really have too much. One article had quite a bit more, and then some of those we listened to a press conference, and the looks like there's the show called Disappeared that Tina McQuaig is in, so I'm gonna go try to find that tonight, actually. And then missing Emma Sweet, where her father, Jeremy Sweet, was found in the car. It looks like he has something to do with her death. And I think she was put in the water. So there you go. Thank you guys very much. We will see you guys tomorrow. And as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there. And a 2 and a 3 and a... Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing. And thank you all for being so generous. Thank you very much. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person.
Yeah, great. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, freaks.
Dissector, plug rejector. I'm a
certified human lie detector.
Gonna get ya. Wanna stretch ya. If you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Authentic radio's gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, fake connector. And I'm always gonna be a protector. Fool deflector, interceptor. And I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temper fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody? Talk to you.
I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher. Hey, thanks, Lady Doom. Haven't seen you in a long time. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, I think I can hear you, but everything's frozen on the screen. So I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing right now. I'm gonna have to like turn off the computer to stop the stream. Interesting, interesting. All right, everybody. I can't see anything, so I'm going to shut this down. But thank you guys very much for showing up here tonight. I'm gonna have to just do like a cold turn it off, and then if they come, you can still chat for a while because I have to wait for the reboot to come back on to actually turn it off. It's crazy. Bye-bye, everybody, and be safe out there.
Gee, Grant, some more rapping to do. God.
Oh boy.